There we go. Rich Rebel fans, welcome out here to beautiful Tabiona in Tabiona at Tabiona High School in the brand new gym. Really, it's a newer gym. Cody Olsen and Rob Leifson coming to you live over the airwaves on 98.3 KADQ, as well as on mylocalradio.com. We're going to get ready for the girls' game to start first in this doubleheader between the Tabiona Tigers and the Rich Rebels here on a Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. That's Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. The best family vacations happen here. Plan your vacation today. We'll visit bearlake.org. Rob, how's it going so far?
Not too bad. Yes, this is an impressive gym. It's been a couple years since they've had this one for those Rebel fans that remember playing in the old gym,
yeah, good
which
memories.
Kind of felt like a cellar.
Good memories, though, in that gym, as a very competitive atmosphere between the Rich Rebels and Tabiona. It's just a rich basketball history between these two teams, Rob.
It is. It's a good standing history, and Tabiona's very competitive, and like a lot of the Rebel fans, they have a lot of great fans that support their teams, and it's fun to play them.
Yeah, we are not short of fans whatsoever. It's a great atmosphere. The girls are out there getting warmed up. We're about 17 minutes away from tip-off right now. We'll go ahead, dip more into our scene set after a quick break on our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show and a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
So this is the reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home and sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails, brand new homes now starting at $600,000, quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like you to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Rich Rebel fans, welcome back again to the My Local Radio broadcast between the doubleheader between the Rich Rebels and the Tabiona Tigers. We're setting off now and getting ready for our scene set between the Rich Rebels and Tabiona. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Tabiona girls program. Currently, right now, the Tabiona girls are the team to beat in region. Currently, the Tabiona girls are ranked number 1 in the region and number 2 in the RPI. This team brings back second-team All-State player from last year, Abby Rhodes. Rhodes averaged about 12 points per game as a junior. Paiute took down Tabiona in the quarterfinal state championship matchup last year, 35-45. But Tabiona looking stronger than ever. They're ready to contend for a title right now. They are 13-3. Rob, tell me a little bit about the Rich Rebel girls and the narrative so far as to this point in the season.
Well, I think they're ranked about 13th in the RPI,
yep.
And this would be a huge win and a jump if you could take down Tabby on their home floor. They need to bump that RPI if they're going to make themselves in a better position for the playoffs, that's for sure.
Well, the Rich Rebel girls currently at 500. They're 6-6, going 4-1 since coming back from break. Taylor McKee back into the lineup. The only dropped game against Cokeville, and in that game, Rob, Cokeville capitalized on what Bear Lake and Altamont were succeeding at in the second half, and that was defensive pressure.
Yeah, I think the word's getting around. They've been putting a lot of pressure, but Ambria and Taylor can handle the ball very well. So I think, hey, you're going to see that later on. Good practice now.
It is great practice. Tabiona will obviously have film, and another really amazing thing, Rob, 2 guards in the top 10 in 1A in scoring in Taylor McKee and Ambria Lutz. We know that the backcourt is incredibly strong. I know the key for the Rich Rebels is to get Darlene Peterson up to that next step, getting that front court solid as well.
Yeah, Coach Lundgren talked about that this week, that he wanted to see her maybe up the offensive game. Her defensive game's been strong with block shots and rebounds.
All right, well, that is our scene set here. Brought to you by My Local Radio. Set the scene for your business to increase in 2022. Advertise more with My Local Radio BearLakeCommunity.com. This has been part of our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. We'll come back to you with our outstanding student interview, Ben Sellers, a name familiar with the musical and with cross country. We'll be back to you after a few moments on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Atlas Home Care and Hospice provides skilled nursing and physical therapy services in your home in Rich County. In-home service providers include Natalie Cornea, Kylie Argyle, Brady Stokes, and Bradley Holmes. Call Atlas Home Care and Hospice.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say, Go Rich Rebels!
Welcome back to the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. It's always great to get a chance to visit with some of the amazing student athletes at Rich High School, and thanks to the town of Woodruff, they make that possible. I was able to catch up with Ben Sellers. Well, let's go ahead and hear how Ben's doing so far in a fantastic winter break, after his winter break and into winter trimester.
Rich Rebel fans, here on Rebel on Record, I have here on our interview today Ben Sellers, a cross-country star and our musical star. Ben, first of all, this morning we're getting through, ready for the week. How's everything going at school right now for you?
It's pretty good. It's not too stressful. It's just normal class stuff. So.
At what point is everybody in the winter trimester? Are we coming up on the end soon?
Yes, we just crossed the halfway point. We got, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but 6 weeks left. So we're just over halfway through the year.
How's mid-trimester grades? Are you floating? Are you keeping above the water right now, Ben?
I'm doing all right.
That's a very politically correct answer. I think you'd be very good with interviews, Ben. Perfect. Ben, first of all, many avenues that we can go down in terms of doing this interview. Let's go ahead and start with cross country. Tell me a little bit about why you chose cross country and maybe what your favorite highlight was this last fall.
Yeah, so I had a lot of friends in cross country that were doing it before me, a little older friends in our senior year. And so I decided to do it mainly just to hang out with them. But then once I started running, I, saw how much improvement can be made, personal improvement. And I really liked how much progress I made. So I just kept at it. And this is my third year doing it. So, yeah, favorite part. Probably region or state when we go as a team, and just the bus rides are pretty long for a half an hour race or 2.5-hour races. So, but it's a fun ride there, and then it's pretty short, so it's not too stressful, but you still get to hang out with your friends, get out of school. So,
getting out of school, hanging out with friends, that sounds pretty great. Ben, is there any individual on the team, whether that's a coach or a teammate, that's really been tight with you, that's helped you stay in cross country?
Yeah, Ryan Lason really, I don't know, this last year it was kind of hard for me. I had, I don't know what it was exactly, but practices and stuff, it was hard. I had trouble breathing and stuff, but so Ryan was, it was hard for me to breathe and go to practice and everything. But he just kept saying once I get past the conditioning week or whatever, it'll be all right and I can go from there. So anyway, he was right. And once I got past the worst part, then it was all, it was a lot better from there. But he kind of kept me on the team this year, and it was a lot easier because he was there to help me. So
Ben, it's really cool to see. I mean, I guess my last question about cross country. What is Coach Worthland like as a coach, and how does he inspire and get you to perform the best that you can?
Yeah, Coach Worthland he's an amazing person. He really is. I haven't seen him unhappy like at all for the 6 years I've known him or something. So he's really chillax. He's a really chill coach, but he's also, I don't know how to say it exactly, not strict, but stern on getting encouragement that you need mostly. And so like, when you're running and you're like, gosh, I don't know if I can do another, set or whatever of whatever we're running. He's like, come on, you can do it. It'll really help you improve or whatever. But he's not like, he doesn't like want to force you. He's like, if you feel like you can do it, I know you can do it. But if you feel like you can do it, then you should try it because I know that how much it can help you. So anyway, it's really nice having him as a coach as opposed to someone who's like, all right, this is what we're doing today. If you can't do it, then good to have a coach that wants you to believe in yourself and wants you to push yourself to your limits, but knows that if he pushes you, it's not going to do as much as if you push yourself. So
Ben, I mean, how does pushing yourself and getting out of your comfort zone translate to the musical? And how did you get started in that?
So back to Ryan, actually. Last year, he was, we have a friend group like any school does, but last year he was the only person. We had a couple other people that were going to do the musical with him, but he was pretty much the only person in our friend group that actually did it and went through auditions and everything. And so this year I was like, well, I haven't done the musical since like 8th grade or something. And so I was like, sure, I'll try it this year. And then it's just more time I get to hang out with my friends. And I ended up getting Jack, which is a pretty main role in Into the Woods. So,
what has been your favorite class that you've had this winter trimester, and why?
I would probably say musical because we go, instead of staying in the normal school building, we go over, well, we're still in the school building, but we go over to the auditorium and we just get to practice the whole play. We get to go through the script slowly, and it's really cool. It's cool to see it come together a little bit and slowly make progress. And as we get like the dances choreographed and everything and the songs down, it's cool to see it slowly come together, and then also have like a big deadline when we need to be completely ready, and I try to wrap everything up before that. So
Ben, it's been great to have you on. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, no problem.
That was my interview with Ben Sellers. Ben had nothing but good things to say. He's excited about the upcoming musical and looking back with just really good feelings back at cross country and what Coach Worthland did with him. Such an awesome coaching staff here in a lot of athletic events at Rich High School. Thank you so much for joining us for our outstanding student. We're going to go ahead, dip into our coach's interview after a quick moment. We'll come back to you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Back into the action now as we're dipping into our coaches show. A special thanks to Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty in Garden City. She makes it possible for us to catch up with some of these coaches. We caught up with Coach Cody Lundgren previously, even before the St. Joseph game. Looking forward to Tabiona. Lots of great things that he brought up as part of what the Rebel plan was to get into this game and to come away with a win against Tabiona. Let's go ahead, dip into what Coach Lundgren had to say on this awesome interview.
Rich Rebel fans, here on Rebel on Record and the Coaches Show. I'm joined here with Coach Cody Lundgren. We're getting ready for another 3 games this week. It seems as though the girls are on the road getting ready for basketball, and it's a great month to do so. Coach, we're getting ready. 2 big wins last week that went down to the wire in the fourth quarter against Bear Lake and Altamont. Do you feel like your team is on a path of maturity and learning how to finish out games strong?
Yeah, I feel like, they're starting to define their roles and, and feel the game out a little bit. And I was proud of our girls. We started really well in both those 2 games last week and had some stall quarters where we didn't score very much, but, they didn't let the girls get down. They kept playing and kept playing defense and just kept playing the game, and I was proud of them.
Coach, last game last week we had 2 big wins, and then we went out to Cokeville. That Cokeville team really turned up the pressure. They had some big moments from some big players. What made the Cokeville pressure different, and what made it cause issues that maybe it didn't cause against Bear Lake and Altamont? Was there a difference?
Bear Lake's guard, the Shaw girl, she's pretty fast and athletic, but she wasn't quite as long and lengthy as the Dayton girl. I thought that Dayton girl did a real good job at pressuring us out high and forcing us a little bit farther out of our sets than we're used to. So, and kudos to Taylor, she's just coming back. I think that was her 3rd game back or 4th game back. And it's just starting to come for her, but she did a good job handling that pressure. She made mistakes at times, but that's to be expected. And that game helped us.
Coach, you mentioned Taylor McKee. Right now you have 2 guards that rank in the top 10 in 1A in scoring in both Ambria Lutz and Taylor McKee. Do you feel like your backcourt is a strength this season, and did you foresee that happening this year?
Yeah, we had a great backcourt last season also. Had some pretty good mentors for these 2 guards that we have coming up right now, and it's their time. So, Ambria and Taylor, they complement each other very well. Taylor sees the floor very well. She distributes the ball. She can score it. Ambria is a very talented scorer from the wing. Strong guard. She's strong with the ball. So it's nice when you have 2 guards playing like that with each other.
Coach, speaking of just great talent on your team right now, Darlene Peterson is in the top 5 in 1A for rebounds per game. Coach, what is the next step for Darlene to get to the next level that she's been working at so hard for?
I love what Darlene's been doing on the boards, and then in the middle on defense, she sure alters a lot of shots. The next thing that we've been working with Darlene is just feeling comfortable scoring with her back to the basket. And, I've seen it in the last couple of games, and it's starting to come. And hopefully we'll continue to see it evolve. It'll help us get stronger as a team as she continues to do that.
Coach, last question for me. St. Joseph being rescheduled after a weird blackout incident last time we went over to Ogden, and then you're off to Tabiona. Tabiona right now is the class of the region, sitting at number 1 and very high in the RPI. Coach, what are the keys for the Rebels to come away from Tabiona with a win on Friday?
Yeah, Tabiona, they're looking great this year. They got a couple really good athletes, and they're coached very well. We got to make sure that we play the basketball that we want to play and don't let Tabiona dictate the speed that we play at. They do a good job at trying to slow us down at times, and we want to be able to play fast when we want to play fast. We want to be able to play slow when we need to play slow. So we want to be able to dictate that ourselves and not have them dictate the speed of the game.
Coach, it's been great to catch up with you again. We look forward to 3 more games this week. Is there anything else that you'd like to touch up on?
No, thanks, Cody. That's all.
Perfect. Coach, thank you so very much. We'll catch up and see some girls later on this week.
So Coach Cody Lundgren met with me and touched up as to the keys of this game coming up. We're about 4 minutes away from tip-off. Rob, one thing that Coach Lundgren talked about right there is dictating your own tempo. And I think that bleeds into a lot of different things. But overall, I think if the Rebels are able to dictate the speed, that they implement their offense and not get sped up or slowed down the way that Tabiona, I'm sure, is going to come into this game. What do you feel is possible for the Rich Rebel team?
Now, they can keep this one close. I've watched a lot of games against Tabiona, and they live and die by the three. But the interesting thing is Abby Rhodes, who is their leading scorer, she doesn't shoot a lot of threes. She gets her points in the paint, but she obviously makes it possible for some of her teammates to shoot those threes. If we can keep her under control in the paint, I think we can have a good shot at this one. I
think those are two really big keys. One, keep your eye on Abby Rhodes. She was a second-team All-State as a junior last year. She's going to be working in the paint, a handful for Darlene tonight. And then overall, just dictating your own pace, being able to score when you want to score and not get sped up. Don't feel the pressure in between the 10-foot line right at that half-court line. I think that's going to be big keys for this game. We'll go ahead, come back to you after a few messages on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Q.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes. Snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho. You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Eldon Robinson, and Delora Wright encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The Town Council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Back into our pregame action, a Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. That's visit bearlake.org to find hot deals for winter for some fun vacation getaways. We'd also like to thank Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty for sponsoring our pregame coaches show. That's selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Call Pam Cornea at 435-779-0012. Now is the time for us to dip into our Laketown ledger, brought to you by the Town of Laketown. Mayor Burdette Weston and the council members bring us some of this information. Right now, Rob, the girls 22-5 all-time versus the Tigers. Right now, the Rich Rebels are riding a 7-game win streak since 2019, and it's going to be hard to keep it going tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough test, that's for sure.
Well, Rob, we're getting ready for the starting lineups and the presentation of the colors. We'll go ahead, take a quick break, come back to you immediately after that on a Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show and a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom bodywork when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Atlas Home Care and Hospice provides skilled nursing and physical therapy services in your home in Rich County. In-home service providers include Natalie Cornea, Kylie Argyle, Brady Stokes, and Bradley Holmes. Call Atlas Home Care and Hospice today. Proudly serving the people of Randolph and Hiram, Utah since 1997. Dr. Sean Grohl with Comprehensive Family Dental offers dentistry for patients of all ages. Great care, positive environment, and fair prices. Call for an appointment today.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the pregame show as we just had a wonderful rendition and bringing down the flag of the United States of America. We're having our introduction brought to you by Lutz Construction. Our starters for tonight for the Rich Rebels, Darlene Peterson, Ambria Lutz so far. The two big keys to this game right now. Darlene is going to have her hands full against a starter for the Tabiona Tigers tonight. Taylor McKee also coming into the game. She's back and making waves across the region and in the state at the 1A level. Mackenzie Smith as well, who we know can shoot the three and can get a hot hand at any time. Dipping now into the starters for the Tabiona Tigers. Madison Rhodes will be getting the start tonight. Along with Abby Rhodes, number 11, and the former All-State selection in basketball last year as a junior. Number 23, Gracie Fabrizio, as well as McKinley Strebel. Cicely Fabrizio, so we got two Rhodes, two Fabrizios, and a Strebel out there with more on the bench. Rob, this Tabiona team, to be completely frank with you, has been rocking it this year. They know how to shoot the three ball, and guess what? These girls have basically just transitioned from volleyball into basketball. They have great chemistry, and it's going to be a tough test for the Rebels tonight. Starting off in the first quarter here at T7 Propane, Rob, what is the way that the Rebels can really set the precedence and get going here?
Just relax, play your game, and you'll be fine.
All right, relax, play your game. You're going to be fine as we're going to get the opening tip-off brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com. Ball up in the air, tipped away and to Taylor McKee, winning the tip-off, Darlene Peterson. McKee going from right to left on your radio dial. Currently, the Rebels out here in their double blacks, black tops, black bottoms with their white numerals, blue accents. As the Rebels trying to make their presence known really early on. Darlene Peterson feeding inside to Mackenzie Smith. Great feed from the right baseline inside. Smith putting it up with the right hand, up and good. That's something that you want to see very early on, Rob, if you're wanting to go toe-to-toe with Tabiona.
Great position by Mackenzie.
Good position by Mackenzie as the Rebels are going to strike first. They're up 2-0 with 7.5 minutes left here in the first quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane. Here comes the Tabiona Tigers. Fabrizio out on the right side, going in with a little floater just too far to the left, ripped down off the boards by Smith. 2 points, one defensive rebound by Smith, making her presence known very early on. Darlene getting the feed out to the outside in. Darlene getting her own offensive rebound. Ball goes careening out to the left and is reeled in by Fabrizio. I have to be a little bit more accurate with the first names because we got so many Fabrizios out there.
It's kind of like some Westons and some Margals in Rich County.
You know how it is, small town basketball. Rhodes is going to split the double team up with the right hand layup. No bucket, but the foul. And Abby Rhodes is known for driving into the lane. And guess what? She can also do it at the free throw line. So the first trip to the free throw line, Abby Rhodes, the now senior, going to put up the first shot in her progression. She's going to roll it off the front, and it's going to go in. First one good, 2-1 currently for the Rebels with a chance to tie it up here at the free throw line for Rhodes and the Tigers. Second opportunity up and good, nothing but net. Tie ball game here as the Rebels are 1 for 2 on their trips into their half-court offense. McKee across the line at the half-court line, dribbling with her left hand, and then gets a crossover in front of Fabrizio. spinning into the lane, kicks it out here to Lamborn. Up with the right hand, underneath Fabrizio. She's going to get the foul. No good on the basket, but this time Lamborn's going to go to the free throw line. Has a chance to match what Abby Rhodes did just moments ago.
We've talked about this last couple games. It's good to see Brittany drive to the hole and make an aggressive move.
First shot for Lamborn just rolls off to the left. I know that these free throws for Brittany have been a focal point for her in the recent practices that they've been having. Let's see if she can go 50% here from the line. That one rolls off to the right and then out to the left. No good. Still 2-2. 0 for 2 from the free throw line for the Rebels. Far out onto the right side of the court, Rhodes and Lamborn fighting for the ball at the very top of the arc. Rhodes rips it away, gets a screen on the right side here from Madison. Now a long three from the right side corner. No good. Darlene Peterson with the rebound. McKee pushing it down the floor quickly, and then Ambria sets her feet and throws it up a three. Darlene with the right hand on an offensive rebound is good. Good cleanup for Darlene, and you want to get Darlene confident in the very early going. Stay away from those fouls is the key for Darlene, right, Rob?
Yep, she does have a tendency to get in foul trouble, but she's already got 3 boards, and there's an offensive foul on Tabiona.
So after the
Maddie Rhodes
dribble drive, Maddie Rhodes is going to get the offensive foul for the illegal screen at the very top of the arc. And the Rich Rebels up 4-2 with 5 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Here comes our Crawford Trough inbound. This time Lutz will be taking it across the line. And guess what? Right on cue, Tabiona is going to go ahead and insert some full court pressure and half court trap here. And guess what? We're going to break it this time, but it caused a little bit of a hiccup off of 2 Tabiona players. Smith driving up with the right hand and a foul as she tried to get her own rebound. No good. Rob, we're going to see that pressure a little bit from Tabiona. They've done their research, and why do you think it messes up the Rich Rebels so much?
I think it just kind of speeds up their minds for some reason. We've sang the song from KADQ 98.3, Take It Easy from the Eagles, but they have a hard time doing that. It seems like they would rather sing the Queen song, Pressure.
Well, that song preference is causing a little bit of a hiccup on the offensive side of the ball. Right now, Rebels getting the defensive rebound and then a fast break opportunity. Double bounce off the rim on a left-handed layup from Darlene Peterson. No good. Ripped down by Fabrizio. Sicily working up against McKee on the right side wing. Has to pick up her dribble. Looks out to the far corner. Goes back up to the top. This is number 32, Strebel. Back over to the left side in. Fabrizio drives, double teamed on the block. She's going to get wrapped up. Ball on the floor and a foul called. Brittany Lamborn trying to squeeze in there. Brittany has a tendency to have intense defense, and sometimes she gets her hand caught in the cookie jar, Rob.
She does, but I don't see a problem with that. I love the intensity that she plays on defense.
Good defense by Lamborn. This time she's going to get called for the foul on the inbound into Fabrizio on the far corner, feeding inside. Rose squeezing around Lamborn, and she's going to get the foul called on Darlene Peterson. Darlene is going to plead her case immediately to the official, and you know what? Whistle's already blown, so not much you can do about it.
Right. I thought it was interesting. Brittany was holding her own down there, but credit Darlene for making the quick move to come over and give some help after she spun around Brittany.
So this is the second trip to the line for Rhodes. She went 2 for 2 last time, misses the first one off the back iron. Still a 4-2 lead for the Rebels here early on in the first quarter.
If you would have told me halfway through the first quarter that Tabiona wouldn't have made a shot from the field yet, I would have been surprised.
That is the the surprise now, and even more surprising, 2 missed free throws from Abby Rhodes, who's almost automatic from the line. McKee out to the right side wing for Lutz, now into their half-court offense, slowly working her way around at the very top of the arc, left out here to McKee on the left side wing, feeding Argyle, spinning up with the right hand, walks with it in the lane as she had nowhere to go with the basketball, and that's the pressure of Tabiona that's a little bit difficult to combat in the paint.
I thought she maybe should have just went up with that one.
Yep, as Argyle got caught up walking a little bit, she was caught up in that half decision. Do I go up with the right hand? Do I try and find an open teammate? And the indecision leads to a turnover. Now Tabiona with the basketball. Fabrizio working her way across the timeline. She's been taking over the majority of the ball handling duties right now. At the very top of the arc, picks up her dribble, has to be bailed out by Abby Rhodes, who drives, dribble stop out here into the middle. Shot from Maddie Rhodes, and right in front of the free throw line. That's a good shot right off the glass. And we're tied 4-4. After that, immediately in transition, Lamborn to Darlene Peterson, her dominant left hand, and she goes up with the layup. Very good work from Darlene, who has 4 early points here in the first quarter. Good work. Fabrizio again to Maddie, right in the same position. This time it grazes the front of the rim, and a foul almost from her own teammate. Tabiona bumps into each other. Darlene in quick transition is going to try and find Ambria Lutz, and it's going to be stolen away by Tabiona. Abby Rhodes transitioning all the way down the court, and then pulling it back out. This is number 23, Gracie Fabrizio, who's checked into the game. Cicely Fabrizio getting the pass from the namesake last name. And a steal intercepted by Ellie Argyle as that pass went awry, trying to go out here to the right side wing. Instead, intercepted as it was deflected out there on the arc. Back into the offensive set, the Rich Rebels, and Brittany Lamborn at the very top of the arc goes to McKee on the right side.
That's one of the ways to beat that pressure is as soon as they got the rebound, they were up the floor.
Good shot from Lutz on the right side wing. She just leaves it a little bit long, and guess what? I think that's going to go in more often than not. Ripped down by Abby Rhodes. Rhodes for Tabiona at the very top of the arc, working up against Brittany Lamborn. Slowing it down, they're going to get into their offensive set now, as Tabiona is currently down 4-6 to the Rich Rebels with 2 minutes left in the game. Rhodes stonewalled by Lamborn on the right side wing, and then Rhodes has to give it to Cicely Fabrizio, who goes into the paint, has to kick it out to the left side. For Tabiona, blocked by Darlene Peterson. Huge block by Darlene Peterson. That's on Mercedes Rhodes. Lutz, one-on-one opportunity on the fast break, up with the right hand, no good. It's going to bounce off a couple Rebels and go out of bounds, a foul. Number 2, Darlene, and guess what? That's 2 for Darlene already.
That was a sweet block on the baseline from Darlene.
Great work by Darlene to block that shot, and now we're flirting with foul trouble, and Darlene's going to stay in the game. Rob, do you feel as though that you like the confidence that or do you feel like you want to play it safe? You're not the coach. Coach Lundgren is, but it's going to be one that we'll have to keep an eye on here. 3 taken on the left side wing by Tabiona, no good. Defensive rebound by Taylor McKee in the middle. People all around her. She goes across the half-court line, behind her back, and then dribbles, finds an open Violet Taylor. It's deflected. Here comes the Tabiona Tigers. Darlene smacking a Tabiona Tiger right in the back. No call here as Cicely Fabrizio feeds inside. Mercedes Rhodes dribbles off of her foot. It goes out of bounds. You know, right now as a broadcaster, and Darlene's going to get pulled out now, you just kind of you're worried a little bit as you want to stay out of foul trouble. 5 fouls already given by the Rich Rebels, and we have 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Do you feel confident in the free throw abilities of the Rich Rebels, Rob, if it came down to it?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, they've had some struggles from the free throw line this year, shooting about 50% overall.
50% overall, and, it's something you're probably going to stay away from as much as you possibly can. 45 seconds left here in the first quarter of T7 Propane. Currently, the defense has been a huge asset to the team. Long 3 taken by Lutz, ball on the ground, and Violet Taylor comes up with it after it's being wrestled away. Lutz thinks about the 3 on the left side wing, decides to eat it, picks up her dribble, has to be bailed out here. Hands off to Violet Taylor, and a forearm shuffle from Ambria Lutz. Just trying to make space there, and that's going to be a call from our official who was right in front of the play. And now we're up to 6 fouls with 25 seconds left in the first. Offensive foul right there.
Little frustration from Ambria there.
Ambria, after intense defense by the Tigers, kind of got caught up in a bad situation, gave the ball away, but tried to make sure that there was extra room, and she's going to get called for the offensive foul. Taylor
Great
McKee
steal by Taylor.
Stealing the ball from Fabrizio here on the near corner on the Rebel side. And that ball put up for grabs, and Fabrizio had position on Ambria Lutz, and Ambria kind of reaches around her, gets her second foul. And guess what? We are going to go into the bonus 1-1 with 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. Rob, a lot of anxiety, just a little tense right now. I think it's rubbing off on a couple different people on the court.
Well, I think everybody knows this is a huge game, so there is some definitely some nerves out there.
Yeah, well, first shot from Fabrizio. She's going to nail it. 5-6 now. Low-scoring first quarter, if I say so myself. A lot of, call it defense, call it taking it out of bounds, fouls, as we get some extra help in the distraction. Our lights flickered off here in the gymnasium.
Reminded me of the Cokeville game with the low score right now.
There you go, the Cokeville game. And, hopefully the Rich Rebels learned from that Cokeville game not to play into the hands of the opposing team to speed them up. Game tied up as Cicely Fabrizio goes 2 for 2 from the line. We're now 6-6 with 3 seconds left in the game. Pugmire has to throw it up with the left hand and just off the back iron on the left elbow. No good. And guess what? We're going to go into the second quarter tied up 6-6. We'll come back to you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
This is Gary McKee. Inviting you to call Bear Lake Realty today, 435-946-8888. Find out how you can be part of this beautiful area here with sandy beaches and private access, or the quickest way to get access to the marina in the Bear Lake area. You can have your own second home or a quarter share into those second homes for starting at $250,000, or you can start your own Airbnb investment and use it as well. Just call us and we'll teach you how to do that at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
8888 is the very end of that advertisement. Gary McKee will help you out if you're looking for any type of realty in the Bear Lake area. Tabiona will start off with the ball here in the second quarter, inbound to Cicely Fabrizio. Out to the right side, spinning around Abby Rhodes, feeding. And then a three taken here off the backboard, no good. Offensive rebound by Mercedes Rhodes. She puts that one back up and in.
Actually by Maddie Rhodes, I think.
Maddie Rhodes, good stuff right there. Maddie Rhodes, as I have to get all the roads organized in my head. Brittany Lamborn tries to feed to Argyle and then in frustration grabs onto a Tabiona Tiger. And that's going to send Tabiona right down the floor back onto the 1-and-1 bonus. 8 fouls given very early on here in our second quarter. Rob, in the start of our second quarter, what we saw in the first was a lot of intense defense that often led to a couple fouls. Tabiona, on the other hand, did not give up as many, only 2 on the other side. That's quite a discrepancy and something to keep an eye on right there.
You have Brittany Mackenzie Smith and Darlene Peterson all with 2 fouls. In that first quarter, Rich shot 3 of 12 from the floor. Tabiona only 1 of 7, but they're making it up on the free throw line.
That's true, as 1 shot already made here, and then 2 for 2 taken by Mercedes Rhodes. Now a 4-point lead for Tabiona as Rich in a little bit of a drought. Good breaking of the press right there to Pugmire from McKee. McKee dribbles out and around, gets it out to Smith. Smith on the right side wing, back up to the top of the arc, guarded by Fabrizio, loses her handles, has to get it back. Smith picks up her dribble, goes back to McKee, who's trying to slow this thing down and working up against Mercedes Rhodes. McKee rolls, and it's going to be a blocking foul as she drove into the lane. That was a very aggressive move by McKee, and, you're going to try and stop this run. That's one way to do it, Rob.
If there's anybody on Rich that can shoot free throws, it's Taylor, but she's been a little rusty since she's come back.
Bear Lake Realty free throw opportunity for Taylor McKee. Her first chance at the line. First one up and uses every part of the rim and the backboard. Finally rolls in 7-10 here with 7 minutes left in the second quarter in Tabiona. Substitutions: Cassidy Grove, Violet Taylor, Mackenzie Smith, Ellie Argyle, and Taylor McKee in the game as McKee rolls that one out. No good on the second attempt. 50% here. Cicely Fabrizio in their all whites, the Tabiona Tigers settling into their offense on the right side of the court. feeding into the paint and reaching up and over the top, a foul on Violet Taylor. And here we go, back to the free throw line. A little bit of, I don't know, over the back, I mean, you can definitely call that, but I think more frustrating is the fact that every time you do it now in the first half, you're going to the line to give up points. First shot up and good. And right now, Tabiona making their money at the free throw line. This is Abby Rhodes as well after the foul from Violet Taylor. 11-7 here. Second opportunity coming up for Abby. That one off the back iron, rattling home. Now 12-7, a 5-point lead for Tabiona, and they're making their money at the free throw line. Here is Taylor McKee working around the defense in the press and getting a screen from Ellie Argyle into Smith on the left block. Thinks about going up with it with the right hand. Instead, Violet Taylor off of the feed and a foul on the drive. Missing the shot, but now Violet will go to the free throw line. Rob, we talked a little bit about a free throw battle, and the Rebels have a chance to prove themselves right now at the free throw line.
Well, since Tabiona's 8 of 10, I'm not sure if that's a battle I want to go with because that's only the second free throw made by the Rebels.
Well, here's that second free throw made by Violet Taylor. Here's her second attempt. Violet going 2 for 2, a 9-12 game here. 9 fouls given up by the Rebels, 4 by Tabiona as Cicely Fabrizio with the right hand working up against McKee at the very top of the arc. Inbounds to the right elbow, diving into the lane. Rhodes dishing off to the left, off the backboard, no good on the shot by Tabiona. Rebound offensively, and a trapped up in the corner. Ball goes careening out of bounds. It will stay with Tabiona. That's a long rebound, and I believe that was Gracie Fabrizio that tracked it down in the short corner here on the near side.
It is, and that ties up the boards 11 apiece.
A little bit of advantage for the Rich Rebels in the first quarter. Now Tabiona catching up a little bit here. Inbounds around the corner. Strebel out here to number 10 for the Tabiona Tigers. Rob, who is that?
Taylor Thomas.
Taylor Thomas getting it, and now Fabrizio at the very top of the arc guarding McKee out on the far side, around with the right hand. Fabrizio kicking out cross court to the right side, back up to the top. Tigers, Thomas working up against Cassidy Grohl. Now Cicely, crossover to the left elbow, diving, picks up her dribble, cross-court pass on the right side. Strebel feeding into Fabrizio, into the arms, Cassidy Grohl. Instead, the Tigers pull it back out. Rhodes, shuffle, pump fake, trying to get around Violet Taylor. Good defense by Taylor right now, and a reset by the Tigers.
So far, Rich has thrown several different players at Abby, and she's handled them well.
Abby dribbles and kicks out for 3. Strebel, that one's good on the near corner. Long 3, and now a 15-point total on the Station on Main scoreboard for the Tigers, and now a 6-point lead. Argyle, fast break, 3-on-2 opportunity. Smith with the right hand, gets the foul, no good on the shot, but a good find from Argyle. And, if you're going to try and break that press, you got to do it right there.
Yeah, that was good passing. That was good vision of the court.
Great vision exhibited by Argyle. Smith not able to capitalize for a 3-point play, but at least gets 2 chances at the line here to cut the deficit down. First one, rolling, no good, off the back of the backboard and then off the front of the rim. 0 points on that free throw attempt. We get one more opportunity here with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Second opportunity at the Bear Lake Charity Stripe. Bear Lake Realty Charity Stripe, that one's good. So 50% so far. That's about the top of what we're working with right now, 15-10. 5 minutes left here in a Stacy's Repair second quarter. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Abby Rhodes just in the right place at the right time on that one.
Good find for the Tigers, now 17-10 as a little gap being implemented here in between the Rebels. Good drive from Argyle after the feed on the right side from Taylor. 12-17, only 5 points now. Abby Rhodes taking over dribbling duties. She stands right on the Tiger logo. They're going from left to right on your radio dial. It's a fake screen from Thomas, kicks it out to Fabrizio on the right side wing, dribbling inside and then out to the top of the arc. Then a drive from Thomas on the right side. Off the mark, no good. as Ambria Lutz is back in the game. She's going to take that dribble and get back into their offensive set on the left side of the court. Lutz here kicking out to the left side. Taylor. Smith thinking about the three, gets it back to Taylor. Taylor, kick out to McKee. Couple Rebels have thought about the three. McKee diving into the lane, rolling out, no good. That ball last touched by Tabiona as it was tried to be ripped off the glass by Cicely Fabrizio. Instead, we'll get a Crawford Trough inbound underneath the basket here.
And Darlene Peterson back in the game.
Darlene will come back into the game with about 3:45 left here in the second quarter. 2 fouls for Darlene. 2 fouls for Ambria. 2 fouls for Smith.
And 2 fouls for Brittany Lamborn.
And Lamborn as well. Ambria Lutz getting the screen, right elbow jumper. That one's pretty, and it's going to find its mark. 14-17, 3.5 minutes left here in our Stacey's Repair second quarter.
Ambria's first points of the game.
Well, shaking off the cobwebs here, and better late than never. Ambria getting that shot, and now only a 3-point difference between these two teams. The Tigers now getting multiple off-ball screens and on-ball screens. Fabrizio gets it to Cicely Fabrizio here, going around the horn into the arms of Darlene Peterson. Jump ball right on the left elbow as Cicely ran into a wall of a defender in Darlene Peterson.
Gutsy move by Darlene because you could easily have picked up a third foul right there.
All we know is that Darlene is not afraid to dive in for those. And this time it pays off as the ball will go into the possession of the Rebels. Any type of points right now would be fantastic, including our Plains Tire points in the paint. That's tires, wheels, vehicle management, all with a smile. And we're going to get a timeout here first. We'll go ahead, keep it here, and dip into our Bear Lake Realty fan cam, keeping Rob on his toes here as we see just a lot of people. I mean, fans way excited to be out here. It's a continuation of a really exciting historical basketball matchup between the Rich Rebels and the Tabiona Tigers. Rob, what do you know about every time you come to a Tabiona Rich game in basketball?
It's going to be exciting, regardless of what the score is. Unfortunately, all the Rebel fans are right below us, so you're taking a look at all the Tiger fans.
That's all right. No matter who you are, we're grateful for you to be here supporting these girls for Tabiona and for Rich. They deserve your support, and it's great to have people back out on the court. It's great to have sports in our lives, Rob. I mean, the Bear Lake Realty fan cam allows us to see how much sports affects each one of our lives as it's just an integral part of my life. If you ask my wife, it may be too much.
A lot of similarities between Tabiona and Rich. They do support their athletes and their students very, very well. I run into them whether it's cross country, track and field, or some other events around the state. They do travel well and support their athletes and their students.
Well, we also like to thank administration here at Tabiona High School for letting us be here to cover this game as they've put us in the luxury box out and above the court. Speaking of out of the court, the Rebels back onto offense as they are now trying to elicit some sort of offensive play call as a really short pass from Mackenzie Smith to Darlene Peterson just off the mark there on the left block. And here comes the Tigers. Rhodes, Abby to be more specific, jabbing against Lamborn. And she got Lamborn a little bit on her heels there. Abby Rhodes very, very dangerous with the right hand. That is a missed layup by Rhodes. Not something that you see very often, but a good look nonetheless. 2.5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Ambria Lutz intercepted a turnover and a good steal for Madison Rhodes. Back into their offense, the Tigers at the very top of the arc. Mercedes Rhodes working against Mackenzie Smith. Dribbling around and into the paint. Darlene getting a little bit of a block there. That's a partial deflection. Another block, but it goes right back into the arms of Madison Rose, and she puts that one up for a little bit of a floater there on the right baseline. And now Tabiona's up to 19. 14-19 here. 2 minutes left in the game. McKee dancing, kicking out to Smith for the left wing three. No good, just a little bit too short. Here come the Tigers back into transition. Feed to Abby Rhodes on the right side. Good defense by Brittany Lamborn. And a foul called here. I believe that's on Darlene. That's her third. before halftime, and a minute 30 left. You probably are going to pull her out, put Ellie Argyle in. I think that's who's checking in after this first free throw attempt. To the line, Madison Rhodes with a chance to get to 20. She gets that first one. Darlene coming out, Ellie Argyle coming in. And, you know, as talented as Darlene is, I don't feel like you're downgrading in the least bit. Ellie Argyle's been fantastic at looking and opening up the floor and getting the good extra pass. 2 for 2 there for Madison, and now a 7-point lead for the Tigers.
Tabiona making their money from the free throw line. They're 10 of 12.
That's been the biggest the difference there, really, as Tabiona and then McKee getting the feed on the left side. Just off the front of the rim, no good for a three-pointer. Travel called here. I didn't see it, but, you know, that's sometimes that's why the officials are down on the court, and they have a better view. We're way up in the press box here, but nonetheless, 7-point lead here for the Tigers, 21-14 with about 1 minute left here before halftime. Smith getting the inbound off the front iron, no good. Argyle again caught up in traffic in the end. Timeout called by the Tigers before Brittany Lamborn could jump on it for the jump ball. We're going to go ahead, take that timeout, come back to you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Back here with about a minute left here before halftime, our live camera. Rob, we're about a minute out from halftime. You know, something we've seen, free throws. We want to talk a little bit about the stats right there before we come in.
Well, Rich is shooting their 50%, but they've only had 8 attempts, and Tabiona is making their money from the free throw line.
Up and around the defender, a Tiger up with the right hand. That one that's a great move by Mercedes Rhodes, and that's going to add to the lead here. 23-14, now a 9-point lead by the Tigers. Violet Taylor out extended beyond the arc, trying to get inside, guarded by Fabrizio. Out on the right side, good back cut, and robbed by the basketball gods. Violet Taylor open on the left block, and she's a competitor.
Two open.
That sometimes happens.
But when you get those traps, there's got to be somebody open on the floor. If they can have the vision like they did right there and make the pass. I don't know why Violet is not shooting free throws.
I think they're one behind, maybe 6 fouls given here. Smith getting the inbound pass, and she's just going to miss it too far underneath the rim. That will roll out of bounds, and the Tigers will get the out of bounds here underneath their own basket. 24 seconds left in the game. You expect the Tigers to probably eat this clock, take the last shot, and go into halftime feeling good. Across the line, Abby Rhodes, guarded by Violet Taylor, sitting in the chair on defense. Rhodes, Taylor, kick it out to the left baseline, back up to the top for Rhodes, at the very top of the arc. Dribbling right, gets a screen here by Thomas. Long three taken too far, ripped down by McKee. That's the end. Your halftime score, 14-23 advantage. Tabiona, after a big performance from the free throw line, has caused them to be in the lead by 9 points. We'll come back to you for our halftime show on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Lady Basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome to the halftime show brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com. Advertise where your messages will be seen during high school sporting events on the radio and online with MyLocalRadio.com. At the half, the score on the Station on Main scoreboard, Tabiona 23, Rich 14. Our first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph, the mayor and town council. Rob, I know you're scribbling away right now, but from what we see early on in the game, the Rebels keeping Tabiona under their thumb really in the first quarter, making it very close. Had to sacrifice quite a substantial amount of fouls to do so. But a few highlights. The Rich Rebels coming out and scoring a few things in the paint. And then on the other side, Abby Rhodes really dictating a lot of the offensive flow. What have you seen so far in the first half that's really stood out to you?
Well, I think we did a good job on the boards. Darlene's got 6 boards, including 3 offensive boards. We've missed some bunnies underneath that, you make 2 or 3 of those and we got a tight game. But obviously the free throw line's been the key, with Tabiona shooting 10 of 12 and Rich shooting 4 of 8.
4 of 8, 50% from the line for Rich. And, those points really needed, especially when you only have 14 in total at the moment. Tabiona making their money from the free throw line. 8 points right there. I mean, that is the difference in the game so far. If you can keep it under Tabs, you have a chance to recollect yourself. You have a chance to, get the jitters out. You felt a little bit of the intensity of how big of a game this is. Tabiona, number 2 in the RPI, number 1 in region, and sometimes when you are put in that position, you want to play good defense. You want to perform, and sometimes you get a little grabby. Sometimes you get a little handsy.
You do, and there's been a lot of calls that could have gone either way as far as hand checks and things like that. The other thing that I think's been interesting is Tabiona didn't shoot that much from the floor in the first quarter, but they've picked it up in the second, and they're shooting overall 32%, which is pretty good. I would be surprised if you told me that Abby Rhodes only has 6 points.
Yeah.
It's actually Maddie Rhodes that's got 8 points, leading the Tigers. And for the Rebels, Darlene Peterson's got 4, and Ellie Argyle's got 2, Violet's got 2, Taylor's got 1, Mackenzie's got 3.
Yeah, Rob, well, I think a big thing that we have to recognize is, Abby Rhodes averages a substantial amount of points per game. I think you have to really applaud the Rebels who have been given that defensive assignment so far. Even though a couple fouls have been given up by Brittany Lamborn and by Violet Taylor and company, they've kept her in check. They've kept Rhodes in the check, and that's the bread and butter for Tabiona at the moment. It's good to see the Rich Rebels being able to stand their ground in front of such a dynamic ball handler that is Abby Rhodes. Mercedes
Rhodes is really coming off the bench, making a big impact. She's got 4 points, but she's also got 4 boards.
All right, well, 23-14, halfway through our halftime show. Good time for us to tell you a little bit about the Rich School District. The Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals and that every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe the development of lifelong learners. We believe a quality education makes the difference. These beliefs are reflected in the graduates who are college and or career ready at the Rich School District. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. At the Rich School District, we provide a quality, well-rounded education for each student. Let's come and take a quick break, come back to you for the conclusion, what each team can do to continue the trend if you're Tabiona, pulling away here, or crawling back into the game if you're Rich, on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 at mylocalradio.com.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston. Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome back to the conclusion of our halftime show, brought to you by mylocalradio.com. Rob Leifson and Cody Olsen here in the booth. Rob, any last statistical anomalies that you want to kind of touch up on that lead in anything? If not, Rob, in your opinion here, what is the one way, if you were to fix one thing here going into halftime and coming back out, that the Rich Rebels can claw back into this game? What's the one thing that you would say?
Well, it's a Tabiona theme. They live and die by the three, but Rich is 0 for 4 from the three-point line. I think if you can get McKenzie or Ambry or Taylor to put one of those down, I think that will get a little bit of a spark to the Rebels.
I think that will be a huge spark as well as we get ready now for the beginning of the third quarter. Our third quarter today brought to you by Epic Recreation. Find them online at epicrecreation.net. As, this third quarter starting off, it's a time that you are not held back by your fouls here in the first quarter, in the first and second quarter. So now a clean slate out of prison, no rap sheet. And, the Tigers are going to start off with the ball, and Cicely Fabrizio is going to try and find Strebel on the right side wing, now going from right to left, and it's going to fall out of bounds. Here comes Taylor McKee, point guard, starter, and senior for this team. Now is time to get the Rebels back into the game as she hands off here to Ambria Lutz. Ambria crossover into the left side. Ambria driving into the lane. That's a good drive and a foul called here And that's a quick way to get to the line for some easy points here. You got to knock them down, though, right, Rob?
Yeah, you do.
So Ambria Lutz for the first opportunity for points here in the second half. To the free throw line she will go. First one up and good.
We talked a little bit about the pressure that Tabiona puts on the Rebels. They only had 6 turnovers in the first half, as did Tabiona.
So tied up there. That's an interesting stat as Lutz will go 2 for 2 from the line. So that's a good way to get the jump start. Little extra starter fluid in the tank right there. Here comes Cicely Fabrizio. She's going to drive on her own jump stop, partially blocked by Taylor McKee. Great work by McKee as she's going to dribble in transition, going all the way coast to coast with the left hand, up and good. And the Rebels coming out swinging, currently now down by 5. 7 minutes left here in the third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Rentals in Bear Lake. Call 435-946-EPIC. First one missed by the Tigers. Second one, offensive rebound and missed by the Tigers. Here's McKee again in transition. 3-on-3 opportunity. Kick out to Lamborn. Has to pick up her dribble and now has to be bailed out by somebody. Buckhap to the top and a timeout taken before the pass to Lutz at the top by Coach Lundgren. I have to catch my breath there a little bit here.
If you saw that, Ambria Lutz was wide open for a three-pointer on the other side, but Brittany kind of had herself trapped on the other side. If they could have got it to her, she actually came to try to take care of the trap that was in there, but Coach Lundgren beat her to it.
Well, Coach Lundgren taking that timeout, it will allow us to take our final Bear Lake Realty fan cam as 435-946-8888 is one phone call away from your beautiful home in Bear Lake. What I would give for a beautiful home in Bear Lake right now, especially with all things considered. Getting back into the springtime, that's what I'm really excited for. The Rich Rebels right now, 23-18 advantage for the Tabiona Tigers. Crawford Trough inbound here on the far side baseline into McKee. Step back 3 off the front of the rim, and then it touches the top of the backboard out of bounds. That was a good thought as McKee took one step right back behind the line, shot it up. Just a little short.
Just what we asked for from the halftime break, but didn't come in.
No good. We'll see if she can knock down another one later on. Her or Ambria or Smith able to really knock down those 3-pointers right now on the floor right now. Cicely Fabrizio kick out to Strebel on the far side corner, dribbling around in front of the free throw line. That's Mercedes Rhodes dribbling up Darlene in there on defense, and she's going to go up, whack Rhodes on the arm, and that's 4 for Darlene very, very early on here in the in the beginning of the third quarter.
Unfortunately, I could see that one coming with the position that she had. And here comes Ellie Argyle off the bench to take her spot.
Madison Rhodes, I have to correct myself. Darlene's going to check herself out. That's it's been something we've seen a few times since coming back from holiday break. Here's the second attempt from Rhodes. That one's rolling out to the right, ripped down by Argyle.
I don't know if you can see the Tabiona bench, but the bench players have some interesting traditions down there when they're shooting free throws.
Great work as Ambria Lutz taking it upon her own shoulders, driving into the lane, throws it up, gets a body check and one call as she puts that one into the hoop on the drive. No rolling around the rim on the free throw attempt. A three-point opportunity not capitalized on there. 23-20. Abby Rhodes guarded by Brittany Lamborn. She's going to get a screen here on the right side from Madison Rhodes. Switch off to Argyle. Argyle is going to have to get back to the defensive assignment, and a missed 3 from Abby Rhodes. McKee getting the long rebound, and she'll cross the timeline from left to right. Crossover in front of Cicely Fabrizio. Kicks it back out to the right side wing for Ambria Lutz. Lutz hounded there by Fabrizio. Feed inside to Smith, who just leaves it a little bit short. Lamborn using her speed, not able to track that one down in the near corner. Out of bounds on the Rebels.
We've talked about Taylor's impact coming back into the starting lineup with her shot and her ball handling skills, but she grabs 5 boards so far in this game, which is a big impact as well.
That's huge right now as the rebounding battle right now pretty close coming out of halftime as Abby Rhodes trying to get a free-up screen there from Thomas. That's what the Tigers are trying to do is isolate Rhodes and get her driving into the lane here. Cicely Fabrizio dribbling with the left hand, spinning out to the top. Thomas shuffled her feet, and Taylor McKee reaching inside, body check here. Another foul on the Rebels.
Good news is I think that's Taylor's first.
Here comes that inbound from Strebel underneath the basket. This is McKinley Strebel. A little bit shorter, but still a baller out on the team. McKee getting right in the way, and a jump ball. McKee reaching inside against Cicely Fabrizio, and that's how you win those 50-50 balls, 100%. Going to get a little substitution. In comes
Mercedes Rhodes.
I have to look down all these Rhodes on the roster, and all of them just absolute ballers on the basketball court.
Yeah, she's had a huge impact off the bench.
Here comes Ambria Lutz getting the inbound and across the timeline. Thought about pulling that three. Backdoor cut by Lamborn. Up with the right hand. Offensive foul taken by Mackenzie Smith, trying to clear the lane for Lamborn. Just a little hook right there, and our official saw it right in front of the scores table, and a turnover. Down 3 points. Those are things that you're really going to try to avoid when you're trying to topple a number 2 ranked Tabiona team.
And that's Mackenzie's third foul.
So a couple Rebels flirting in foul trouble. Cicely Fabrizio driving into the lane, kicks it out there to the right side, and a body check there as Lutz got the rebound, trying to get out onto her own outlet, and then Gracie Fabrizio saw an opportunity, just kind of ran into a Rebel there, and that's a foul. Ambria Lutz here to inbound underneath her own basket into over the top to Lamborn. Lamborn had a good opportunity to go up with the right hand on that last offensive possession. Very aggressive move by Lamborn, and something we've talked about. We'd love to see. It will open up the floor quite a bit.
I think the refs missed the travel call on the other end of the floor just a minute ago, but they get Tatum McKee there.
So maybe perhaps later on in the game, all things equals yin and yang. Nonetheless, a travel called on Taylor McKee right in front of the Rebel bench there on their offensive set. Abby Rhodes now getting a double screen, driving into the lane against Argyle. Air ball, and it will go rolling out to the beyond the arc, and Cicely Fabrizio gets it back for the Tigers. Crossover, left elbow into Mercedes Rhodes. Back to Fabrizio, bouncing off in a deflection and a foul. I believe that's on Taylor McKee. Two fouls.
Her second. And Violet Taylor checking in the game for Brittany Lamborn.
Lamborn, you know, one thing, although, you know, scoring is a little bit difficult right now at this point for Brittany, she brings a lot of energy on the defensive side of the ball. And those hustle, you know, 50-50 balls that Lamborn gets are just valuable beyond all belief. Bouncing off of Ambria Lutz. Just the girls rolled off a couple of them, and it will go careening out of bounds, last touched by Ambria after the missed opportunity on that layup there for the Tigers. So the Tigers get the ball back. Number 4, Mercedes Rhodes, nearer the near side of the court on the baseline. Gets it into Cicely Fabrizio on the near side corner, dribbling up to the top, driving in. Travel called there. Oh, wait. That's another really quick call on Taylor McKee.
That's her third, but she gives Coach Lundgren a thumbs up
she
saying,
says,
I'm okay.
I'm good. Pugmire coming in for Mackenzie Smith. I didn't quite see. Did you see? Was she off the ball? I honestly, I didn't remember. Here comes Mercedes Rhodes to inbound. Gets it barely into Cicely for.
Oh, my.
That's
Taylor's fourth foul.
That's really quick. Those are 4 really quick fouls. Now, Taylor McKee's going to have to come out now. Those are 4 incredibly quick fouls that come within 2 minutes here in the third quarter. That's a
huge impact.
That's a very, very important player for the Rich Rebels in foul trouble very quickly. And now, only 1 foul to give. And another foul here. Ambria Lutz running into the screen at the very top of the arc. And I believe within 45 seconds, 5 fouls against the Rich Rebels, and it just comes off of running into screens. It comes into reaching in right now, and we can be controversial all you want, but you don't want to put it in the hands of the referees right there, Rob.
No, and I think everybody needs a timeout here just for a second in every sense of the word from a parent standpoint.
I think everybody needs to take just a quick breather. We'll take it as well here on 98.3 The Wildlife as we come back after this quick message on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Lady Basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Coming back into the action now to the line, Cicely Fabrizio, after the Tabiona Tigers quickly get into the bonus after a number of fouls by the Rich Rebels. And right now we're in the 1-1, and that's something that the Tigers really took advantage of in the second quarter, Rob.
They did, but so far this second half, they're 0 for 4, so we'll see if the trend continues.
Trend will continue as they long rebound reeled in on the far corner on their own side of the court, Ellie Argyle, and then Pugmire. Pugmire gets bumped from behind, and a couple Rebels really want it to be called a little bit equally. We're getting our refs officiating, our parents officiating the game right now. Ball rolling out onto the floor, dribbling around, and the Tigers are going to come away with it. Dribbling into a fast break transition. They don't have the numbers. Kick out for 3. Cicely Fabrizio off the front of the rim, no good. Ellie Argyle ripping down her second rebound in a row.
And her 5th of the game.
Good work from Argyle as we're about just under 3 minutes left here in the third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Ambria Lutz out here to the right side wing. Lamborn trying to feed Pugmire. Probably not the right move as Pugmire was double teamed and an interception by the Tigers. Here comes Cicely Fabrizio out to Mercedes Rhodes. Dribbles high off and just misses the dribble. Right hand, elbow, jumper, rolling around the rim, no good. Last touched and the ball rolling around, and Argyle with the nose for the basketball comes up with it again. All right, here we go. Calming down just a little bit. Ambria Lutz across the timeline. They're only down by 3, taking Tabiona toe-to-toe right now. Ambria thought about the 3. Has to be bailed out, throws it into Pugmire, and then Violet Taylor somehow.
In the right place at the right time.
Again, right place, right time. All things equilibrium. 22-23. Abby Rhodes, the star here for the Tigers, dribbling into the paint.
I believe that's Ambria's 4th.
And Ambria's going to get caught reaching in. And that's a foul on Ambria. And the Rebels right now in deep, deep foul trouble. We're going to have to start reaching farther down the bench, Rob, if we're going to keep some even players out on the court.
Well, I'm not perfect at stats, but this could be the first point for Tabiona in the second half. There you go.
There it is, 24-22 as I believe that's Rhodes, Abby Rhodes, going to the free throw line. As well as Strebel coming in for Thomas. First points of the half for Tabiona. That's a big drought. That's a long drought, and Rich got it really close within 1. Here's another attempt at the free throw line for Rhodes. She knocks that one in. 25-22, 3-point lead, Cassidy Grohl. Violet Taylor, Ellie Argyle, Pugmire, and Brittany Lamborn out onto the floor. Good find, and Lamborn out on the far baseline, cross-court pass. Grohl knocks down a huge jumper just inside the right side wing arc. 24-25. And that's something that you love to see from Cassidy, gaining a lot of confidence here.
She's a good shooter. She's got a nice touch.
Here comes Gracie Fabrizio handing off to Cicely Fabrizio into the lane with the right hand. Floater off the glass, no good. Good rebound by Abby Rhodes. Missed the first one, did not miss the second one after getting her own offensive rebound. 26-24. Violet Taylor into Pugmire. 2-on-3 opportunity. Pugmire into Lamborn. Left-hand layup. That one's good. So this is what is so fun about basketball. Just trading blows, good runs, toe-to-toe. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Rhodes taking it upon herself off the glass. No good. Argyle getting the rebound and then a foul by Strebel right there. Strebel reached in, and you've seen those foul called both ways. Someone gets a rebound and the opposing team reaching in, and the officials are going to say no on all of those tonight, no matter who you're playing for. Here's Violet Taylor into Lamborn, feeding Pugmire up with the right hand. Foul, and Pugmire missing the layup after a good feed from Lamborn on the right side wing. Right hand layup, no good, but to the free throw line we will go again.
Well, we handled the press. That's the good news.
That's the good news. Now we just got to finish, right? Pugmire, good on that free throw attempt, and we are tied. Rob, 27 all with 30 seconds left here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Who would have thunk?
That's what happens when you can keep Tabiona to 4 points and a half, or 4 points and a quarter.
That's pretty incredible. And for the lead, Haiti Pugmire knocking it down, 28-27. 30 seconds left here. Tabiona with an opportunity to get some points before the end of the quarter. Crossover. Violet Taylor up on getting the defensive assignment on Abby Rhodes. Here comes number 4, Mercedes Rhodes. We got a foul on Haiti Pugmire. I didn't catch what the foul was.
Coach Lundgren's asking for an explanation.
I'm getting this kind of movement of like a hooking, perhaps, on the defensive side of the ball. So that sends Madison Rhodes to the line for 1-and-1, and that one's missed. Pugmire making it up. She gets the defensive rebound. Rebels up by 1 and pushing it down the floor. Argyle dribbling into the lane. Floater on the right side, off the side of the backboard. No good. Keep your hands out, girls. That's the end of the third. Rebels coming back after a 9-point deficit at halftime, despite a lot of fouls given by both teams. Now we're looking at a pretty interesting game here.
I would buckle up for the fourth quarter.
Oh, boy. Well, put your seatbelt on. We'll get ready and come back to you after these few messages on our Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter. Rob, you have a couple statistics on field goal percentage for the Tabiona Tigers that, sometimes you don't very see.
You wanted to know how you can make up the deficit from halftime. Well, first of all, Tabby shoots 2 of 8 from the free throw line, 1 of 11 from 2, and 0 for 2 from the three-point land. And the rebounds are now tied up again at 25 apiece.
This is a fun game to be watching here as, the Tabiona Tigers will get the inbound to start the fourth quarter. Great move by Abby Rhodes and a blocking foul. So Rhodes will go to the line. So she takes the lead. Now the Tabiona Tigers up 29-28, and Rhodes is going to go ahead with a chance for 3 points.
She's now got 12 in the game.
Rhodes averaged about 12 points per game as a junior. She's been doing even better as a senior. So, she's right on track about that point. Here comes that 3-point opportunity for Rhodes. Free throw up and good. 2-point lead now for Tabiona. Mackenzie Smith has checked into the game. Violet Taylor to take it off for the point guard position. Violet guarded by Gracie Fabrizio. Something that we didn't see that I thought we would see more of was a half-court press, but the Rebels have handled it pretty well. Cassidy Grohl dribbling inside the lane, and she gets that one to fall on the left elbow. Tied up again, 30-30. Tigers coming back into their offensive set. Abby Rhodes looking to answer after a made jumper from Cassidy Grohl. Looks like the Rebels are switching up all the opportunities. Long three taken by the Tigers, no good, and a rebound by Ellie Argyle. Ellie, rebound machine today.
I believe that's her 8.
Good stuff from Ellie Argyle. Tied up 30-30, 7 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Violet Taylor, again guarded by Fabrizio, getting the screen by Ellie Argyle. Kicking out to Cassidy Grohl on the right side. Back up to the top, Brittany Lamborn feeding Argyle inside. Grohl again shooting just off to the right, no good. And a foul. 23, Brittany Lamborn. And double bonus.
Double bonus.
Double bonus now for the Tabiona Tigers.
Free throws are going to be obviously critical. You've got Ambria Lutz and Taylor McKee both coming back into the game right now.
Oh, boy. Here we go as, 2 shots coming from the line for the Tabiona Tigers at the line. Rolling around the rim. First one good for Mercedes Rhodes. 1-point lead for the Tigers here in Tabiona. Just under 7 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Ambria Lutz and Taylor McKee into the game. You don't want to take any chances. You want to keep your hands off, avoid these penalties that accumulated in the third quarter for both those star guards for the Rich Rebels. Another rebound by Ellie Argyle. That's 9 so far for her.
It'll be interesting to see how long Coach Lundgren leaves Darlene Peterson on the bench.
Here we go as Ambria Lutz getting the feed from McKee at the very top of the arc, then out to the left side wing. Violet Taylor dribbling around back to Lutz. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied a little bit. Lutz here on the right side wing, dribbling in, thinks about the three, gets it to McKee. McKee guarded by Cicely Fabrizio. Fabrizio with the long arms able to really implement a lot of defensive pressure on McKee, who's very good at ball handling. Back to Lutz. Lutz, step back three, almost. Instead, handoff to Violet Taylor. Too far. Off the glass, no good. Rebound, Tigers. Back into the arms of Abby Rhodes. Violet's been doing a really good job on Abby so far this game, and she's guarding her now, getting a screen there from Mercedes Rhodes. Kicking out to the top again for Cicely Fabrizio. Long dribbles with the right hand, feed inside, and that dribble handoff. Travel called on the Tigers, as I think Fabrizio just took one extra step, getting that little handoff on the right side elbow.
And there's your answer to our question as Darlene Peterson checks back into the game.
Darlene Peterson, Ambria Lutz, Violet Taylor, Mackenzie Smith, and Taylor McKee. Your 5 out onto the floor with 5.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Last trip, the Rebels not able to get it really inside the arc on offense. Violet Taylor handing off to McKee, very top of the arc. McKee crossover, spinning into the lane, getting that shot up, no good, air ball, and then it's ripped down by number 3, Madison Rhodes. So Tigers hanging on to a 1-point lead right now, 5 minutes left here in the regulation. Rhodes again getting a double screen from Fabrizio, and Rhodes at the very top of the arc. They're just trying to get Abby into the lane, and guess what? It works as she dribbles with the left hand. Full timeout taken after that made layup with the left hand. 33-30. We'll come back to you after this break on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports in the fourth quarter on mylocalradio.com.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Here in the fourth quarter, the Rich Rebels and the Tabiona Tigers only separated by one possession. Our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter, the most caring hospital on earth. Back into live camera, Rob, we have a few Rebels flirting with 4 fouls. 5 fouls, really. They're there with 4, and it might be causing a little bit of hesitation and costing a little bit of aggression going in.
Yeah, I think Abby had way too much freedom on that last drive, but you can't fault them too much because they want to stay in the ball game.
You know, the offensive plan right now for Tabiona is giving it straight to Abby Rhodes. Here gets a foul on the near baseline for the Rebels against the Tigers. They're going to get an inbound underneath the basket. 6 fouls. 1 more foul until the bonus for the Rich Rebels if the Tabiona Tigers foul 1 more time. Inbound to Smith, who thought about a 3, and then McKee dribbling with the left hand into the lane, kick out for Ambria Lutz, who, if she caught the pass, would have had a good look. Instead has to go down to her knees, shoots it up, no good on that attempt. Still 33-30. A little bit of a scoring drought right now, Rob, for the Rich Rebels.
That is true.
Here we go. Abby Rhodes again. It's going to be the same play call. It's going to be a double screen. Abby will go ahead and pick which way she wants to go. This time she decides to go right, gets the screen into the paint, kicks out here. 3 taken by Gracie Fabrizio off the back iron, no good. And Mercedes Rhodes comes up with it. Ambria getting that rebound after the air ball. Ambria has to get out, floating out into the paint, outside the paint, and throws it up, no good. But Ambria's going to go to the line, and guess what? That foul will bring the Rebels into the bonus.
Ambria's been automatic from the free throw line.
Knock on wood for Ambria. As
my apologies.
I do it too. No, she rocks that first one down. Good work as Rob tried his best to jinx Ambria on that one. No, I'm just kidding. Here comes the second one. 2 for 2 for Ambria. 1 point separates these two teams here with under 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Ambria with 8 points in the game.
Ambria, that's about where she's at on average per game, and that's what brings her into the top 10 in scoring points per game. Cicely Fabrizio against McKee here at the very top of the arc, spinning into the lane. Abby Rhodes dives in, kicks out again. Gracie Fabrizio, redemption shot, this time off the front of the rim, no good. Taylor McKee getting the rebound. Violet Taylor here to Ambria Lutz. Taylor McKee lost a shoe. And a timeout to get Taylor's shoe back on. Taylor McKee, I think, got flat tired after her rebound there on their own side of the court. Outletted it to Ambria and then went and cleaned up her mess out on the court on the left side of the. Ambria, a Crawford Trough inbound into McKee, back to Ambria. Down 1 point. Ambria taking the long 3. Missed and rebounded here by the Tigers. Madison Rhodes refused to take a dribble there and decided to pass it out. Here, Mercedes Rhodes dribbling with the right hand into the paint, decides to dribble back out. Under 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Fabrizio pirouettes at the very top of the arc. Handoff to Abby Rhodes. Abby pulls it back out, calms everybody down. Is going to go ahead and set up their offense here. Crossover to the right side. Kick out, Cicely Fabrizio, pump fake, back out to Rhodes on the right side wing, extended. Again, slowing it down here. Back out, Gracie Fabrizio feeding inside, Mercedes Rhodes. Missing that shot. And I didn't see a Rich Rebel touch it.
I didn't see it either. It went right off the bank. On the bottom of the board, I thought.
I thought so, too. Instead, it will go out of bounds after hitting the bottom of the backboard, and it will stay with the Tigers. Abby Rhodes kicking it out to Cicely Fabrizio on the near side corner, looking inside. Good defense by Violet Taylor. Back out to the right side. At the top, Cicely Fabrizio taking it off the dribble into the paint. Offensive foul.
On Abby Rhodes.
On Abby Rhodes. And I think that's a very similar thing that we saw Mackenzie Smith do. Just a hook that's trying to free up the dribbling offensive player to get an open look, and that's an offensive foul.
Trying to give Cicely a little bit easier lane to the hoop.
It's been called both ways. It's happened 2 separate times. Violet Taylor feeding Darlene Peterson. Missing the left-hand layup, no good. Timeout taken here by the Tigers. They're still up by 1, under 2 minutes left in the game. We'll take a breather, come back to you after this on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation on Rich Rebel on Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Back into the fourth quarter, Tabiona leading by 1 point, 33-32. It's going to be in the possession of Tabiona. Under 2 minutes left here in the game. Rob, we just a few missed opportunities on both sides, and that's led to what is now a 1 point lead for Tabiona.
The key, I think, right here is going to be the free throws. Tabby's 3 of 11 in the second half after being 10 of 12 in the first half.
Well, Tabiona also gets 2 shots no matter what if there is a foul called out onto the court. Rich only with the 1-and-1 opportunity. Tabiona, Abby Rhodes working up against Violet Taylor, going right then left, gets triple team. Gracie Fabrizio here on the near side corner. Back up to the top. That's Madison Rhodes, and then Mercedes Rhodes, guarded by Ellie Argyle. Looks like the Tigers are just kind of playing keep away at the moment. Into the lane and up, and wow, what a contested shot by Abby Rhodes. She goes up with the right hand, dribbling left. And Taylor McKee's getting the inbound from Violet Taylor to Ambria Lutz, who goes straight into the paint, up with the right hand, and she matches it. 1 minute left in the game. My goodness, I'm 2 scores behind. I apologize. 35-34. Foul called here on the Rebels, and that will be 2 free throws on the other end. I didn't see who fouled. I was
Violet Taylor is given the foul.
Violet Taylor. I don't think Violet's in foul trouble. I think she's probably around 2 or 3 right now. But nonetheless, that's going to send Abby Rhodes to the line with a chance to get it to 3. First one up and good. Abby, ice in the veins. 2 point difference now, 36-34 advantage for Tabiona. Under 1 minute left in the game, 53 seconds.
And you see the Tabiona bench with their fingers locked, trying to encourage their teammate.
There you go. Long rebound, and Abby Rhodes gets it. Again, and an offensive rebound by Tabiona. You know, that's just 2 huge offensive rebounds by Tabiona, and that's going to lead to 4 points. So Rhodes misses the second opportunity. They get 2 shots at it, and then on the second attempt, they put it up and in.
That's huge. Abby's with 18 points. She did have, until that point, half of her team's total.
That's incredible. Good work by Abby Rhodes and a good heads-up play by the Tigers. And then a timeout taken by Tabiona. So now you're looking at a 34-38 difference. Tabiona in the lead, 47 seconds left in the game. Right now, you don't need to panic. You don't need to do anything other than get an open look right now at the line. Get an open look anywhere if you're the Rich Rebels. Only 2 points you need right now. You don't need to panic.
One interesting thing, the coaches from Tabiona were huddled up, talking to each other, deciding what they're going to do. But Abby Rhodes was talking to her teammates as a leader, telling them this is what we're going to do. And then coaches step in. But there's a senior leadership.
That is senior leadership to a T right now. On the opposite side, Cody Lundgren having his starters sit down, talking to each and every one of them, telling them that, it's 47 seconds, only 4 point difference. You want to, rather than risk a 3 point play right now, which you don't need, you want an easy 2, and you want to put it into the arms of the Tabiona Tigers to miss another shot or to dribble it off a foot or something. A lot can happen in 47 seconds, Rob. Here we go as we get an inbound here. Violet Taylor will inbound to Taylor McKee, and here comes that full court pressure and a double team.
Somebody's got to be open.
Someone's got to be open, and Gracie Fabrizio runs back to cover Ambria Lutz. 35 seconds left in the game. Ambria thinks about it, has to pick up her dribble, hands off to Taylor McKee, and that's going to be a jump ball between the Tigers and the Rebels. It will stay with the Rebels. Lucky right there, as the designed play was a dribble handoff at the top of the arc for Ambria Lutz to nail a three-pointer.
Well, Tabiona, give him credit for the defense. It took a lot of time off the clock to get the ball up the floor.
It's implemented there. Crawford Trough inbound into Taylor McKee. McKee driving into the lane, kicks it out for three for Smith. Almost off the back iron and no good, dribbling off of her foot. Tabiona with the ball and a quick foul. Defensive rebound by Tabiona, and they can put it on ice right now as they go to the free throw line after the missed three.
That's Ambria Lutz's 5th foul, but she's played a heck of a game.
Fantastic game by Ambria, and it's not over quite yet. Still 17 seconds, but right now.
They gave it to Taylor McKee, it looks like, on the foul, according to the scoreboard.
Taylor's still in the game, so interesting trade right there. And a made free throw there by Mercedes Rhodes.
She has been huge off the bench.
Huge play from Rhodes off the bench, and another attempt here. That one's off the front iron. Darlene Peterson wasn't expecting it. Here comes 15 seconds left in the game. Taylor McKee dribbling, back step for three. That one's good. 8 seconds left in the game and a timeout taken.
Rich has only got one timeout after this.
One more timeout, and we have a commotion in the gymnasium. I'm not sure what it's about.
They're arguing about the clock. They said that no time came off the clock, but the clock was running.
I wasn't paying attention much to the clock there.
I think they're arguing about the foul, whether it was Taylor McKee or Ambria Lutz that left the game. They put it on the board as Taylor, but it was Ambria's 5th foul.
And they pulled Ambria out. That might be what the commotion is a little bit about. There's 6 seconds left on the clock. I don't know. That's on the officiating crew. If it is the wrong person that got pulled out of the game.
That was just a scoreboard, putting the wrong number up on the scoreboard.
That might be the case. Huge three, nonetheless, by Taylor McKee. And that's going to put us with 6 seconds left in the game. That's going to be really close. You're going to have to do a very quick foul, hope for 2 missed free throws, and then try and get it on the opposite end of the court.
We said at the halftime, one of the things we could have done is got a 3. That's 1 of 9 for the game, but Tabiona's not much better.
So
they're 1 of 9.
They're 1 of 9 as well. 7 seconds have been put on the clock after the timeout taken.
1 of 11, I correct myself.
There you go, 1 of 11. So threes have not been raining for much of anybody here in the second half. Abby Rhodes getting the inbound, and that will send her to the line. That's the person you want at the line.
Exactly. That's who Tabiona wants.
So that took about 1 second off the clock. 1 for 2 will make it a 3-point game. And perfect attempts here at the line for Rhodes will put it to a 2-possession game. So Rhodes, after having a monster game, has the chance to put it on ice here. Here comes her first attempt.
And her teammates are giving her the nice wave on the bench.
First one good. 40-37.
And Rich is going to use their last timeout.
All right, last timeout. We'll keep it here, Rob. Overall, looking at this game, win or lose, what a fun atmosphere it has been. It's been, crystal. It's just been pristine Tabiona-Rich rivalry basketball.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. And if you're Rich and you come away with a loss on this one, you went toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the state, which should build your confidence.
Also, while in foul trouble for a lot of the game here.
Yeah, we've had several key players that have been on the bench, but it also shows you the depth of the Rebel bench because you've had some other players come in and have some great games.
One of those players in particular that will have to be a nominee for the player of the game is Ellie Argyle. I mean, coming off the bench as a junior, just ripping down boards everywhere and getting some good clean looks, putting some points on the board. So one more attempt for Abby Rhodes. And it looks like the Rebels are going to put 2 rebounders, Darlene Peterson and Mackenzie Smith, in case Rhodes misses it. Rhodes' second attempt to ice the game. Missed. Long rebound. Darlene getting into Smith. She has to shoot the three. No. Missed. Opportunity by the Rebels as Smith tried to find an open Rebel on the left side of the court. Good idea, but just too little too late with no time left.
Yep, needed a few more seconds on that one.
Just a few more seconds would have been really great, but the Tabiona Tigers, after a huge play by Abby Rhodes, are going to come out with the victory 40-37 over top of the Rich Rebels here in Tabiona. The boys come out onto the court to warm up. We'll have the boys game on immediately after this. We'll take a quick break, come back to you for the post-game coverage on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome to the post-game show brought to you today by our post-game coverage covered here. And we're going to start with our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. That's Jimmy John's in Evanston. Gourmet sandwiches made fresh and fast every day, 113 Front Street in Evanston. First quarter, the Rich Rebels and the Tabiona Tigers will be tied at the very end of one. However, the only difference is that the Rich Rebels gave up a substantial amount more fouls in that first quarter. I believe the score was tied 6-6, correct, Rob? 6 points for either team here at the end of the first quarter. Then starting out into the second at the end, into halftime, a 9-point lead held by the Tabiona Tigers, mostly by the aid of free throw attempts at the line, as the Rich Rebels gave up quite a substantial amount of fouls. That gave Tabiona a chance to earn it from the line, and earn it from the line they did in the first half. And then in the third quarter, the Rich Rebels come storming back. They make it very close. It was a 1-point lead at one point for the Rebels, Rob, and then the fourth quarter. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah, I think probably the one that hurt the most was the offensive board on the free throw that the Tabiona Tigers grabbed, put back up, missed, got their own board back, and scored. So they walked away with a 3-point play on that possession.
That's true. Abby Rhodes, yeah, it was just a good opportunity for the Tabiona Tigers to capitalize, and that put them up by 4 points, I believe 34-38. And then at that point, Rich made some great shots, and they got it close. But your final score, after a buzzer beater missed, a fumbled buzzer beater at the very end, Tabiona comes away with it, a 3-point win for Tabiona, 40-37. Great by either of these teams. Rob, our precision play of the game, lots of them to choose from. Right now, I mean, it's pretty hard to pinpoint. There were so many in the game. I mean,
you know what? I would give it to Cassidy Grohl. She came in off the bench because of the foul trouble that some of the other players were in, and she did not hesitate. She came off the bench, scored 4 quick points with a nice drive. That was a spark.
huge spark given by Cassidy Grohl in that fourth quarter and the second half, really, and nailed some huge jumpers right there. Our player of the game, that was our Dr. McKay Precision Play of the game. Special thanks to Dr. McKay Frankum in Evanston, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices. Call today at 307-789-8910. And then our LSR refrigerated player of the game, kind of hard to keep it away from a few of them, but Ellie Argyle off the bench again. Some of the bench players, while a couple of starters in foul trouble, Ellie, I believe, got close to 10 rebounds.
9 boards is what I had her with.
9 boards unofficially and quite a few scores, and she didn't make any errors. She didn't throw the ball away. If we were doing a plus-minus for Ellie Argyle tonight, I think that she was definitely in the double-digit plus after her contribution coming off the bench. Thank you so much for joining us here on 98.3 The Wildlife as the Tabiona Tigers squeak away with a victory against the Rich Rebels, 40-37. We are 7 minutes away from the start of the boys' game. We'll dip right into that after this advertisement here and come back to you for the beginning of our pregame coverage for the boys against Tabiona on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankum. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Rob, we're back into the game here for the pregame show between the Tabiona Tigers and the Rich Rebel boys. Our scene set today. Tonight, doubleheader between the girls and the boys. Mid-season matchup tonight where a win really could have implications everywhere. The girls coming up just a little bit short. For the boys, they're trying to right the ship after being held winless after coming out of the holiday break.
Well, I've already circled February 19th on my calendar for when Tabby comes to Randolph for a rematch on that girls' game.
That will be a good one. It'll be a great one. For the Rich Rebel boys, losing skid after the holiday break, trying to come back. The comeback against Cokeville showed a lot of effort and grit by this team, even without Coach Cornea, who's back tonight.
He's back. He was out with illness, but we are missing Hayden Weston. He's out for this game, which means your bench is going to have to step up a little bit. The thing I was impressed with the Cokeville game is one of the challenges the Rebel boys have had this year is the fourth quarter. We seem to run out of steam. In that game, they continue to play well to the end of the game.
That's right. As the Tabiona boys, they're 6-6 on the season, and we're having a very, very quick abbreviated pregame show. They started the timer on us immediately after the end of the girls' game. The boys A streak could be a key word that the boys on the Tabiona team know about. A season of winning and losing streaks are the stats that jump out to you as you look at the Tabiona team. A 3-game winning streak to begin the season, then a 4-game skid, then a 3-game winning streak, and then the last one losing to a very, very talented Manila team only by 5, 45-50, shows that this Tabiona team can go any direction on any night.
And they're a deep team as well. They've got 4 sophomores off that some of them start, some of them off the bench. This is a team you're going to have to reckon with for years to come, much like Manila.
There you go. That is your scene set today. Brought to you here for on the pregame show. This is our Gary Tusher CPA in Montpelier. Have your taxes prepared by a professional that understands personal business and agricultural taxes. Special thanks to J-Bar Excavation for our scene set today. That's the team, the tools, the experience to get the job done. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph. Stop in today. As part of our Gary Tusher CPA pregame show, sometimes we'll interview our coaches, and we're going to have to hear from both of the coaches during halftime today, because I had a fantastic interview with head coach Lee Gines about RPI, and he's an opinionated man on RPI, as a lot of coaches are. Very interesting. And also I got to talk with Coach Cornea a little bit about what it's like this week coming back after his COVID spout and trying to get the team back on track. We'll hear from both of them later on in the game. But until then, this has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 on KADQ and mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're looking for gravel, sand, topsoil, rock, or other materials for your excavation or landscaping project, trust the experienced, knowledgeable team at J-Bar Excavation, specializing in sale and delivery of the materials you need to finish your project. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph, Utah has the team, the tools, and the plan to help you create exactly what you're looking for. J-Bar does quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Call J-Bar Excavation today, 435-793-5855.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Rob, we're coming in here to start with our starting lineup today. Special thanks to Gary Tusher, CPA, for our pregame show. Our starting lineup, Nate Woods getting the start today. Riley Carrillo. Hunter Pace as well. And, you know, Hunter, huge three-point shooter, and when he gets a hot hand, there's not a whole lot that can stop Hunter.
And the change is Noah Perry in the starting lineup in the place of Hayden Weston.
Hayden Weston out, and Jaden Cornea as well getting the start here as we get ready for the start of the first quarter, a very abbreviated pregame show. Here's our starting lineup for Tabiona. Carter Curry, the guard, senior 5'10". McLean Ney, also a senior, 5'7". Number 23, McCoy Ney. There's two Neys out there.
Well, Ney's a last name that the Rebels are very familiar with.
Chance Lazenby and Clausen Curry. Lazenby, I know, 6'2", a sophomore, and he's been leading in rebounds and scoring for Tabiona so far on this season. I know that if you look him up, he's definitely one of them that you circle on the list in terms of your scouting lineup. Tabiona Tiger Chance Lazenby has been averaging the most minutes, 14 points per game, 3 steals, and 6 assists. 6 assists per game. Pretty impressive. As we get ready now for the start of the first quarter, our opening tip-off coming up here. Riley Carrillo and a Tabiona Tiger smacking that almost out of bounds. Instead, here comes Tabiona after reeling it back from their own back court. Number 5, Curry, driving and kicking out for 3. Instead, another drive by a Tabiona Tiger going right at Riley Carrillo. That's number 23, McCoy Ney. As we get back into live camera up at the top of the arc on the left side, Hunter Pace. So we clear our score here from the last game. Back into the first quarter we go. Here comes the Rich Rebels. Nate Woods up to the top. Riley Carrillo feeding Jaden Cornea on the left side. Cutting in. Nate Woods blocked there by number 5, Carter Curry. 2-0 very early on here in this game. Another 3 and a very similar attempt and score again by McCoy Ney. That's the very same layup after driving from the right side wing. And 4 quick points here for Tabiona. Hunter Pace trying to feed inside, blocked away, deflected. Here comes number 20, McClain Ney. It's going to bounce off of a Tabiona Tiger, off of his knee, out of bounds. It will go to the Rich Rebels. So 4 quick points here for Tabiona off of the same drive from Ney, Rob.
We need to rotate a little bit on that backside.
Just getting around Riley Carrillo. Riley very good defensively, but, it just goes to show how fast McCoy Ney is, the senior. Nate Woods on the left wing extended, looking inside. Could have got called for a travel violation as he picked up his foot, but our officiating crew, what they don't see don't count. Dribble handoff, kick out to the right side. Long 3 from Hunter Pace off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound, number 34, Lawson Curry, 6-foot senior. Carter Curry, right side 3 missed there by Tabiona, by Lawson. Nate Woods pushing it up the floor after getting the pass. Another inside attempt. Riley Carrillo, after 1 missed attempt, gets hung on his, has a Tiger hanging on his arm after getting the offensive rebound. To the line, Riley Carrillo. And, similar to the girls program, Rob, free throws are a little bit streaky for the Rebels here as well.
They are. I was kind of sad to see that Riley wasn't in the leaderboard on rebounds, but not every team reports. But I think he would definitely be in the top 10 in the 1A.
Riley knocks down his first one. It's a 4-1 game right now. Here comes his second attempt at the Bear Lake free throw line. Off balance, but it works there. 4-2 for Riley Carrillo after a perfect from the line. Carter Curry kicking out to the right side. Number 24, Chance Lazenby. Lawson Curry at the top. Lazenby cutting inside, dribbling up with the right hand, no good. Bouncing it off high. Riley Carrillo with the defensive rebound. Outlet to the right side. Jaden Cornea out to the right side wing, feeding inside. Perry with his back to the basket, throws it up. Riley Carrillo cleaning it off the glass after the air ball attempt by Perry. And now we're tied up 4 apiece. Carter Curry taking over point guard position, kicking out to the right side. Long 3 taken and swoosh by McClain Ney. No fear by Ney as Tabiona up by 3. Nate Woods kicking out to the top and a driving Cornea bounces it right off the front of the rim. No good. Here we go. A defensive rebound by Tabiona. Into the lane again. Driving Carter. No good. And a foul called. Trey Walker set to check into the game. Foul on
Jaden Cornea.
Jaden Cornea. He put up 6 fingers, and I did the classic count them instead of doing it. Here comes Carter Curry. Off the back iron, long, no good. Still 4-7 here with 5 minutes left in the game in our first quarter. Last points by the Rich Rebels on a Plains Tire points in the paint. Here comes our second attempt here from Curry. That one's good, 8-4. Jaden Cornea to man the point guard position on the right side. Hunter Pace spinning off of a Tiger, jumping and bouncing it right off the iron. No good. Here comes very quickly into transition Tabiona, speeding its way. Number 20, Nay, blocked there by the Rebels. Now 3-on-2 opportunity. Riley Carrillo out to Pace on the left side. Back to Carrillo. Uses his height, then puts that one up and in. 6-8. And Riley's got all 6 points for the Rebels right now, if I'm not mistaken.
He does.
Right side, number 34, Lawson Curry. Curry back up to the top. Another 3 taken by Nay. This one off the front of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound by Tabiona. Lazenby slips, no good. Perry with the rebound. Cornea at the very top, slowing it down right on the Tabiona Tiger logo. Kicks it out to the left. Pace getting the screen from Carrillo. Jumper right at the free throw line, no good. Long rebound. Picking it right to himself, throws it back in the lane. Trey Walker somehow bails out his teammate, gets blocked by number 24, Lazenby. West Coast, coast to coast, that is. Curry gets fouled on the layup attempt on the right side. Justin Adams quickly off the bench. He's stoked to come into the game. Buckwheat, a fan favorite, at least.
He's a fan favorite.
He is 100% fan favorite. Fun fact about Buckwheat, the kid can put it away if you take him to the Crawford Trough, if you buy him lunch. I learned that firsthand.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Buckwheat is checked into the game for Riley Carrillo. First missed attempt by Lawson Curry. We're still at 8-6 with about 3.5 minutes left in the game. Tabiona right now, 1 for 2 for Curry, now 9 points here for Tabiona. One thing that you're seeing very quickly on Buckwheat getting the offensive rebound and the foul is that this game just seems like breakneck pace for either side. Each side just sprinting to shoot the basket. They are taking their first option every time, and they're sprinting up and down the court, Rob.
This one's going to be a quick one.
Buckwheat off the back iron, out to the right, no good on the first one. They're down by 3, 6-9, as Lex Giles will check into the game. In for Chance Lazenby. Second chance here for Buckwheat. This time off the front of the rim. So first one long, second one short, but after a fight between two Tigers, they both go careening out the back line, and the Rebels are going to come up with the ball. Checking out Perry and Pace. Nate Woods has come back into the game, as well as Riley Carrillo. Cornea with the Mountain Valley Cattle Company inbound, low to Buckwheat. Buckwheat kicks it back out for Trey Walker at the top of the arc. Then out to the right side, long three for Nate Woods. Too long. Another offensive rebound for Buck. No good. And then a foul on a Rebel. It will go the other way. You know what? Even though no points came away from that, I think Buckwheat got 2 or 3 rebounds on that trip.
He did. He's taking care of things in the paint.
Huge presence for Buckwheat right now, as here come the Tigers. Curry out to the right side for Logan Rhodes. Another Rhodes here, as they are littered both in the boys and girls program, guarded by Buckwheat outside. Curry into the lane, and an offensive foul here on Curry as Nate Woods established position, and a little theatrics helped a little bit, and the ball's going to go the opposite way. Inbound to Cornea, who's going to take it across the timeline from right to left. Again, all black for the Rebels with blue accents, white numerals out on the right side. Cornea in the short corner into Carrillo. Carrillo spinning, has to find somebody, gets it out to Nate Woods, who pumps, goes inside off of the backboard, no good. Rhodes ripping down the rebound, getting it back to Curry in the middle. Curry right across the logo, sees his opportunity, gets deflected, poked away there by Cornea. Back out to Rhodes at the top, slowing it down. Out on the left side, number 22, Lex Giles. guarded by Trey Walker. Cross-court pass, Rhodes gets past Buckwheat into lane, floater up and in. 11-6 with 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Nate Woods on the left side, back up to the top for Cornea. Woods to Carrillo, far left wing, looking inside, has to pick up the dribble, throws it into the hands of Logan Rhodes. 2-on-2 fast break, decides to pull it back out, gives it back up to the top there for Curry. Driving on Cornea and a foul called with a hand check.
It's going to be his second.
2 fouls on Cornea very quickly in the game. Hoffman will check in to replace Cornea. You know, Cornea, sophomore, and a ball handler that's getting a lot of experience here. Inbound for Tabiona, and a floating away post-up move from Chance Lazenby will be good as he works up against Buckwheat on the right side block. 13-6. Minute and a half left here in the first quarter. Buck out to the left side for Nate Woods, trying to find Carrillo. Gets it back into the top for Hoffman. Then Trey Walker on the right side. Trey feeding into Buckwheat. Buckwheat caught up underneath the basket, gets it to Hoffman. Hoffman tied up instead. 3 seconds will be called on the Rich Rebels, and it was just bad positioning as they got caught up underneath the basket there, Rob.
Actually, the call was made by about 17 fans in the stands before the referee agreed with it.
Democracy. Democracy. You know, it helps when you have a few people screaming at you.
Yeah, there's a few extra eyes helped him out on that one.
Checking into the game, number 10, Isaiah Aviles.
He played really well in the JV game.
Aviles checking into the game, played very well JV-wise. Logan Rhodes thought about the three, drives inside with the left hand, rolling it off the back iron, falls in. 15-6. Currently, Hoffman getting the long pass on the far right wing extended. Looks up and leads Trey Walker outside of all the mud inside the paint up to the very top of the arc. Then on the left side, Nate Woods getting the bounce pass from Trey Walker. Progression, Trey now on the far side, right side. Holding onto the ball, shuffle, driving baseline. Dangerous pass picked off there by Tabiona. With the ball, Lex Giles working up against Carrillo at the very top. Right at half court. Now going from left to right. Tabiona with the ball. Long three blocked by Trey Walker. Getting the offensive rebound. Another shot by Logan Rhodes. No good. So that's after the end of one, 15-6. We'll come back to you after these brief messages on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
This is Gary McKee. Inviting you to call Bear Lake Realty today, 435-946-8888. Find out how you can be part of this beautiful area here with sandy beaches and private access, or the quickest way to get access to the marina in the Bear Lake area. You can have your own second home or a quarter share into those second homes for starting at $250,000, or you can start your own Airbnb investment and use it as well. Just call us and we'll teach you how to do that at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Back into the action, Rob, now into the second quarter. 6 points scored by the Rebels, all by Riley Carrillo.
That's a problem. We've got to get some other players to contribute on the offensive end.
Here you go, Rebels with the ball. They're going to start off the second quarter. Cornea back in the game, back to pace at the very top of the arc. Progression and cuts all around the baseline. Nobody to find. Hunter Pace getting the feed and driving in. That's a good look. Hunter Pace bumping the score up to 8 now for the Rich Rebels, as he is the first Rebel to score outside of Riley Carrillo here in this game.
Great move and a great drive, and he sealed his defender off to make sure he had a clean shot at the hoop.
Pitcher perfect. Long three taken on the far corner. Good by Lawson Curry. And you know what? That's happened a few times as we've covered this game. Rich finally gets something going, and then they give up a long three ball. That's happened in Cokeville. That's happened in Altamont. That's happened a few different times. And missed shot by Pace driving inside the paint. Tigers come up with the rebound, and now they're back into their offense. 7 minutes now and a kick, I believe, by Cornea. Stuck his foot out there. I mean, they'll just take it out of bounds. I mean, better than getting a good feed inside for, if anything. Inbound here for Tabiona. Throwing it back into the back court to give it a little space, and then back across the half-court line. Curry. Lazenby on the left side wing. Looks inside. Gets it back up to the top. Curry into Lazenby. Cutting inside. Stripped away by Trey Walker. 3 Rebels on top of Lazenby, and a jump ball as Jaden Cornea getting those hustle balls in there.
Love the fact that they'll go to the floor.
Again, even though right now a little bit of a skid in terms of the win-loss department, Coach Cornea talked about at no point does he need to fix any type of effort or attitude right now. It's been very good to see the kids bought in. They're very young. They're very inexperienced, and it shows out onto the court. Lots of good things, though, at the same time. They're just one little tweak away. Lazenby, left elbow jumper off the front of the rim. No good. Ripped down by Cornea right off the front of the rim. Gets it out to Pace on the left side in transition. Back up to the top in their offense. Cornea dribble handoff. Walker floating off the glass. No good. Just a little off balance on that one. Tabiona comes away with the ball. Curry driving against Cornea into the paint. Blocked and a foul on the arm. Cornea pleading his case, but I think he got raked on the arm a little bit there.
And that could be his 3rd foul, and if that's the case, that could be trouble for the Rebels.
You know, looking down the bench, if Cornea is in foul trouble, you're probably looking at Hoffman to take his place.
Well, I think Coach Cornea's bringing Nate Woods in off the bench for him right now, along with Carson Muirbrook.
Carson was a really fun interview a couple weeks ago. He's a very quiet, but he's super. He likes it. Star player is Russell Westbrook, if that tells you anything.
According to the scoreboard, they gave that foul to Noah Perry.
Well, as you know from the girls' game, it was a little interesting. Pass from Pace, trying to find Carrillo, picked off by Tabiona. Lazenby gets ripped down and a foul on Pace, trying to find redemption after that turnover. 20-8 after 2 made free throw attempts on the last run for Tabiona. Lazenby's going to go to the line again here. Chance Lazenby plays both the guard and a forward position. Misses the first attempt, but he's 6'2", a sophomore. And he's got a lot to, put some meat on those bones. Like, he's going to have a very illustrious Tabiona basketball career. Second one up and good for Lazenby. Another trap implemented here, and this time the Rebels break it. And now they have a opportunity to get up and in, deflected, but back into the arms of Pace. Kick out for 3, Nate Woods, and then a 3 taken by Pace after the feed from Woods. Nate up again, and a foul. After the missed attempt on 3, somehow Nate Woods comes down with it. He's what he lacks in height, he makes up for in hustle, and gives a little pump fake, goes up into the arms of 2 Tabiona Tigers, and he's to the line for free points. Bear Lake Realty free throw attempt. Long goes right back to him. No good on that one. Most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Call Gary or Amber McKee at 435-946-8888. Second attempt for Nate. In the exact same spot. Long rebound. Carson Muirbrook. Foul as Muirbrook put in a lot of good effort to get that long rebound. Underneath, the Rebels will have it. They're lining up like it's a free throw attempt, but I don't think it is.
No, it's on the baseline. Carter Hoffman into the game for Hunter Pace.
Riley Carrillo getting the inbound. Back up at the top, Nate Woods. Trips over his own feet, and that is a travel violation.
Fifth turnover for the Rebels. They're having a little bit of trouble with that stat.
Turnovers will definitely kill you, and you put it into the arms of the other team. They have more chances to put up points, and Tabiona's taking advantage of it. 21-8 right now. Rhodes into the arms of Muirbrook. Good defense. It just rolls out. Could have fallen in. That would have been a great shot by Rhodes. Instead, Hoffman in transition. Up into the body, no good. That's just a missed layup attempt, and here come Tabiona the other way again. McLean Ney back up at the top for Curry. Right side, this is Lawson Curry for three. Knocking it down, finding a little bit of space, 24-8, and an Independent Software Solutions timeout. We'll take it as well. We'll come back to you with a few stats on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Back into our Stacy's Repair second quarter, and we have passionate timeouts right now. Rob, what do you see?
Well, Coach Tex Cornea was very fired up because all week in practice, he told the players, Tabiona's going to shoot the three. Tabiona's going to shoot the three. We got to get out on the three-point shooters. Tabby right now 3 of 6, and that was the second one from Lawson Curry, and he called the timeout to remind him that's not what we would practice all week.
Very passionate coach, and when you're very competitive, that stuff is brought out from coach to player sometimes. And so Rich, after giving up that long three ball by Curry, 24-8 here in our Stacy's Repair second quarter, in a press break, in a really quickly 3-on-2 opportunity, Nate Woods, chance to knock that one down off the front of the rim, follows his own shot, goes up with it, no good. Tabiona with the ball. Lazenby, baseball throw down the line. Logan Rhodes finding a cutting number 23, McCoy Ney, for some fast break points. And you know what? It just seems, Coach Cornea talked about this in his interview that we might hear at halftime, that it seems as though whatever team the Rich Rebels play, whatever their average shooting is, they just shoot the lights out when they're playing the Rich Rebels. Coach Cornea talked about how, that's not a trend that you want to have for your team, and you got to own it up, find some responsibility, and figure out what you're doing to fix that. Right now, the Tigers doing the same thing. They're shooting the lights out right now against the Rebels.
Well, and it's been good points in the paint for them. There's been a lot of layups.
So Cornea has found himself at the free throw line, has made the first attempt after he drove into the lane and got hacked on the arm a little bit. Second attempt, 2 for 2, good for Cornea, as has 3 fouls already with about.
They gave the other one to Noah Perry.
All right, well, that's good. So 2 fouls then. That's probably why Cornea's back in the game before halftime. 4 minutes left here before the end of our Stacy's Repair second quarter. 10-26. Curry in trouble. Quick timeout taken by Coach Lee Gines. And, Coach Gines, really, really fun guy. He's super animated, and he had 2 really important interviews this week, one by me and one by the Deseret News, talking a little bit about the new shot clock rule that's going to be implemented next year, Rob.
Well, you had a chance to talk to a legend. Lee Gines is Tabiona basketball, and I don't know how you can talk about basketball without him in this area. But the shot clock, you brought it up, it will be interesting. I'm concerned, well, I guess I'm curious is the better word to decide how they're going to manipulate that as far as how they're going to do the shot clock in high school. 30 seconds. Obviously, that's going to require some work.
Is it 35 or 30 seconds?
35, you're right.
35
It's going to require some extra manpower or assistant power to try to do that in all the different gyms.
Someone's going to have an egg timer, a special egg timer at the scores table, I guess. And, as Tabiona inbounds the ball to Curry, we can talk a little bit about how much that shot clock has been petitioned for and needed in a lot of games. Because, the state of Utah and coaches around have said it feels as though if you're down by 4 in the fourth quarter, you're actually down by 12 because you have to kind of come back and overcome no type of shot clock rule. You can dribble out the clock and if you remember from a really, really long time ago, sometimes you have a basketball score that ends 5-7 when certain teams or coaches take advantage of it. Here comes a 3 by Hunter Pace. No good off the back iron. Pace a little bit cold from 3 tonight as sometimes he's on, sometimes he's not. And tonight in Tabiona, I think he's 0 for 3 or 4. 26-10 and a 3 taken by the Tigers. No good. Ripped down by Buckwheat. Gets it to Cornea. Cornea into three Tigers, and it's going to be blocked. Buckwheat blocked again, and Carter Curry ends up with the ball after it's stripped from Buckwheat. Crossover in front of Cornea into the body of Cornea. Misses that one. Gets his own rebound and then kicks it out to the right side wing. Thought about the 3. Lawson Curry, who's been shooting very well from beyond the arc tonight. Instead, Lazenby back to Carter Curry, then Logan Rhodes on the right side. Cutting inside, Lazenby, fouled by Buckwheat. Right now, it just seems like the Tigers are running the offense that they want, and the Rebels are struggling to find some open shots. Lazenby to the free throw line. 6'2", sophomore, as we talked about. This is not his first trip. He knocks down the first one. It's now a 27-10 game. And, we've talked about it a little bit before. Tabiona goes on a winning streak, a losing streak, a winning streak. And they, when they're hot, they're really, really hot. And when they're cold, sometimes they're really, really cold. And sometimes it depends on the half. And right now in this first half, Rob, Tabiona can't miss at this moment. And they're getting in the way of all the passing lanes of the Rebels. Nate Woods from 3 on the left side wing. Air ball ripped down by Carson Muirbrook. I almost said Cooper Cornea. I bet he'd like to be playing some basketball as well.
He would love to be playing some basketball, but I think he's off wrestling with the team in Aberdeen today.
Well, Carson Muirbrook is going to head to the line. But the wrestling program, senior night last night, and I heard that the girls did very well against a pretty cool high school that I graduated from in Ridgeline. I have to plug that one in there.
it was senior night for Annie Peart, Eli Brooks, and Riker Conk, and all 3 seniors came away with wins.
That's fantastic. Senior night, really, really fun. As I was out in St. Joseph, the girls came away with a win there in Ogden. Carson Muirbrook makes the first one. It's 11-27. We get a stoppage of play here. And they're going to talk about personal space in the lanes between Buckwheat and Chance Lazenby. Second chance, too far, no good. And Buckwheat has been ripping down boards, but he just can't get it in the bucket. Here comes the Tigers off of the defensive rebound and a blocking foul. I thought Nate Woods had better position on that one than the offensive foul that he got earlier in the game, Rob, but instead a blocking foul on a driving Carter Curry.
And Coach Cornea agrees with you. He's trying to plead his case, but as you've already said, once the whistle's blown, the discussion's done.
Discussion's over. You can talk about it all you want. Ball doesn't lie as Carter Curry misses the first free throw attempt. Rolls around the rim, pops out.
He's been all over the floor. It's his 6th board.
For Buckwheat?
No, for Curry.
Curry has been everywhere as well. Buckwheat also ripping down quite a few boards. That ball really doesn't lie as he misses both of them. That's something that doesn't happen at all. Hunter Pace back out onto the floor, taking it across the timeline from right to left on your radio dial. Trey Walker on the left side, trying to find a cutting Nate Woods, but Tabiona in the passing lanes. 3 from Buck. Bank, no good, not open today. Tabiona rips down the boards. Riley Carrillo set to check in on the next possession. Next dead ball, I would say.
Maybe not the shot that Coach Cornea had drawn up for Buckwheat, but he didn't hesitate.
No, no hesitation. Carter Curry driving in between the double team and another foul by Buckwheat as he just went up into the arms, and Buck said, okay, I'll concede this time. I got it. Under 2 minutes left in the game, still 27-11. Carter Curry, after missing the last 2 free throw attempts, is going to head to the line.
That's Buckwheat's 3rd foul, so he's going to see the bench. Riley Carrillo at the scorer's table to check back in.
Perry also set to check in as he gets off the line. Curry has gone a little cold from the free throw line. Buckwheat and Carson Muirbrook coming out of the game onto the bench, leaving room for Riley Carrillo and Noah Perry. 0 for 3 on the last 2 trips. 0 for 4 this time. Trey Walker ripping down off the glass, the rebound, handing it off to Nate Woods. Guarded well by McLean Ney. Out to the right side, Pace. 1 dribble hop to Carrillo, then onto the left side, Trey Walker. Pace back to the basket, kicks it out to Noah Perry, and then back up to the top for Trey. 1 minute, 30 seconds left here in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. Nate trying to find some space. Gets it poked away there after good defense by Ney on the left side wing.
I don't have stats on it, but Riley Carrillo last year was pretty consistent from three-point land, but he's not taking a lot of three-pointers this year.
No.
I realize he's usually posting up, but I wouldn't mind seeing him taking some of those shots because he's had a few open looks.
And they look good when he pulls it, too. A very smooth, fluid three-pointer. Trey Walker looking for a cutting pace. Nobody there. As the Rebels not able to find anything inside the arc right now. And a lazy pass picked off there. Tabiona with the ball. Good work by Ney. Number 1, Easton Peterson. Far corner and a long 3 left short. Peterson with the rebound. Back up to the top, Lazenby on the left side wing. Cuts underneath Perry. Stops. Kicks it on the baseline to the left side. Great look for number 22, Lex Giles. And it just seems like the Rebels are on their heels a little bit in terms of their defense. Trey Walker guarded by Lex Giles. Right side now, and a foul. Trying to get a little bit of space. 1-on-1. Literally, the jerseys. Easton Peterson, number 1 for the Tabiona Tigers. Number 1 for the Rich Rebels, Nate Woods. And a foul on the right side wing.
Going to send Nate to the line at the 1-and-1. He was 0 for 2 last time.
Here we go. Redemption here for Nate Woods. One of my favorite interviews that I've had earlier on when Nate was part of Homecoming Royalty in the fall. Knocks down the first one. Nothing sweeter than redemption at the line.
You'll see him in the musical Into the Woods in March.
12-29, 34 seconds left here in our second quarter. Second attempt up and good. So that brings his average to 50% in the first half. Tabiona slowly across the half-court line, taken by Peterson. He's also a sophomore, 5'9", $110. Kind of small, but all these sophomores can bulk up as they get a little bit bigger. I always have a football mind, Rob, and that's the dealio. Tabiona dribbling out the clock, driving into the lane, kick out on the left side, instead pulling it back out, Lex Giles. Gets a screen at the top. Jump stop. Off the glass. No good, actually. Air ball. Trey Walker heaves it. Close. Hit the right spot on the backboard. Just a little bit too much oomph. Trey Walker hitting the gym one too many times, I guess. Says that is your halftime score, 29-13. We'll go into our halftime show, hear from a couple interviews from our coaches, and then get ready for our Epic Recreation third quarter on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Proudly serving the people of Randolph and Hiram, Utah since 1997. Dr. Sean Grohl with Comprehensive Family Dental offers dentistry for patients of all ages. Great care, positive environment, and fair prices. Call for an appointment today.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom bodywork when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
Rich Rebel fans, welcome to the Coaches Show. I am joined here with head coach for boys basketball program of Tabiona, Lee Gines. Coach Gines, it's great to have you on our program today. How's everything going in Tabiona right now?
Oh, everything's good in Tabiona. A little cold, but it'll get warm Friday night when Rich rolls into town, I'm sure.
Coach, we're excited for this game. Everyone in Rich tells me the game against Tabiona. Go to the game against Tabiona. It's going to be so much fun. Coach, Rich and Tabiona have had a great history of basketball together. Just what has it been like to share such a fun region rivalry game with the Rebels every so often?
Yeah, we've had some really good games with Rich. It's always a nice rivalry. It's just a really fun game. The crowd gets into it. Student bodies get into it. It's just one of those atmospheres that you really enjoy as a basketball coach and as fans. As everybody can appreciate good basketball and just the excitement that everybody has for their hometown, their teams, the kids. It's just a fun atmosphere for basketball.
Coach, a question going around right now to both the coaches, wherever you are in high school basketball, it has to do a little bit with the RPI. I've been asking a lot of different coaches, has the RPI affected your coaching take as to, preseason games and region games and the importance of their outcome, or does everything count the same now to you?
Well, it's just like, don't even get me started on the RPI. But anyway, it's just, it changes your whole thing about coaching. You used to have a preseason, you try to experiment with lineups and things, and then you would have your league, and it's like I'd have a league game come up, say, like Rich is coming up this week, and then I have Duchesne, who's not in our league, a couple of days later, and you used to say, well, let's just prepare for Rich, and whatever happens with that other game, it's just, it don't really affect our region. But now I have to go, okay, I got to prepare for Rich and Duchesne because they both count on the RPI. So, yeah, it changes your coaching philosophy quite a bit, I think, from what it used to be to what it is now. Yes. Yeah.
Every game is important, and the RPI. You are not alone in your opinion on the RPI. I'll just tell you that much.
I just don't understand it, and I'm not saying that it gets manipulated by some coaches, and I'm not a big fan of manipulating it. But anyway, there has to be some changes made to it. I have voiced my concerns to a lot of people, but it seems like it falls on deaf ears because I just don't agree with some of the way they do the math, and somebody's going to have to take up the fight more than me because they don't seem to listen to me very much.
Again, Coach, it's been such a hot topic, and it usually gets coaches talking. That's for darn sure. Coach, you've been with the program in Tabiona for a long time, head coach since 2014. What has made this year's challenges a little bit different than years past?
This year we got a good mixture of seniors and young players that we're trying to mix together, and getting, it's just been interesting to try to get to mesh together, to play together, and but we're coming around, and I'm looking like that we're starting to gel a little bit, and I'm excited I think we're about ready to turn a corner. We've been playing some good basketball, and we seem to have our lineup in pretty good shape now. After 12 games, of course, but it seems like things are clicking and going in the right direction for us right now.
Coach, that kind of leads into my next question as to, who on this team has taken the reins as a leader, and what do they really do for Tabiona both on and off the court?
A couple of the seniors that are leading, Carter Curry, he's been my point guard for the last 3 years, and he's a senior this year, and he takes up the mantle of being a leader on and off the court, and he's been exciting to watch him play, and he's doing a good job in leading the team. Lawson Curry, a senior, that's doing a really good job for us in shooting the basketball and doing some great things for us. Then we have a sophomore in Chance Lazenby, who's leading us in scoring, and he's just a real talented athlete. And then we have the Ney brothers, who are seniors this year, that help us a lot. And then a couple other sophomores in Logan and Lex and Easton, all sophomores. So we're really excited about not only this year's team, but the team in the future, because we have some, young players coming up, and also our older players are being great leaders for these young players coming up.
Perfect. Coach, last question here. You started off the year with a little bit of a streak going up, a winning streak. Then you dropped 4, and then a little bit of a winning streak again. Do you chalk up these runs as to, the game goes the way that it goes sometimes, or is there a trend that you've seen that's, led to those outcomes?
Yeah, it's mainly the teams we've been playing on the runs, because we've played, if you look at the RPI, Panguitch is the number 1. I think Paiute's number 2, Bryce Valley number 3, Manila number 4, and we've played 3 of those top 4 teams. And so, we've played some really good teams, and that counts for some of the losses. And then we've played 3 2A schools that we lost to North Summit in overtime. We lost to West Valley in a 1-point game. So, we've endured some losses. They haven't been bad losses, but those games we could have easily won also. So, and it's mainly our schedule has been really tough. And, we would hope to have won some of those games, but unfortunately we didn't. We played Bryce Valley on their floor, Manila on their floor, Panguitch in a tournament. So, but it's been good for us, because I think we've learned a lot from playing those teams, and hopefully we're ready to turn the corner and start winning some of these big games.
Head coach Lee Gines for the Tabiona head boys basketball coach. Coach Gines, we thank you again for being part of our program today. Anything else you want to touch up on before we get ready for tip-off and get ready for the Rebels?
Well, we're just going to we've been preparing for the Rebels, and I have a lot of good friends in Rich County, and we're just welcoming you into Tabiona, and we'll treat you good, and hopefully we send you home with a loss, though.
Coach, I think a lot of people hold the same opinion the other way, so have the best.
They do, yeah. It's works both ways, yes.
Absolutely. Coach, best of luck. We'll catch you out on the court later.
All right, thank you.
That was a wonderful interview with head coach Lee Gines, and Robbie talked about it. Coach Gines is Tabiona basketball, giving us a little glimpse into how the team's going, how the year's going for Tabiona. Rob, we did a little bit of a numbers crunch here. What are we looking at for the Rebels and the Tigers here at halftime?
Well, when you look at the scoreboard, 29-13, it's pretty easy to see the same thing in the stats. Rich is shooting 11% from the floor, while Tabiona's shooting 42%. The thing that's kept the Rebels in the ball game, if that's the case, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, while Tabby's 7 of 15. The boards are pretty even, 22-20. Riley Carrillo's with 6 boards, and Carter Curry with 6 for the Tigers. The thing that stands out to me, though, Cody, is the depth of Tabiona. They've got 7 different players that are contributing on the offensive end, while Rich has only got 5. We need some of those shots from the outside. We need Trey Walker, Hunter Pace to get some of those shots to go down.
Yeah, those shots will be huge if we were able to get that back and going for the Rich Rebels. They're going to start off with the ball to start the Epic Recreation third quarter here. Thank you for all of you that listened into our Crawford Trough halftime show. Now, that is the Crawford Trough in Randolph. Juicy burgers, thick shakes, and other delicious menu selections. I would love to be going there right now. Riley Carrillo getting in and immediately scoring. Good feed from Nate Woods here on the right side. Now Rich up to 15 to 29, and now the test comes for the defense. Can the defense stop this team? Lazenby spinning around up and underneath, shaking off Noah Perry. That's a beautiful move by Chance Lazenby. That's just wonderful. And a timeout quickly taken here right out of halftime. We'll take that timeout time to go ahead and dip into our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Your new home in Bear Lake is one phone call away. That's 435-946-4688. And, right now, sometimes our camera doesn't want to do the fan cam. But now it does, as sometimes it's just a little bit funky. Thank you for joining us here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. We'll keep you up to date as to how that's going. We're going to head and finagle a little bit with our camera. It's just being a little temperamental for us as we get a little Tabiona fan jumping out in front of Nate Woods on the left side here. Stay in the game with us. Our live camera will stay on as soon as we can get it going. Rebels here in their offensive set on the right side, feeding Carrillo on the right side, blocking a foul underneath. No good on that one. We have about 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Long pass from Hunter Pace inside the paint. No good on that one, as we're trying to get our camera back up and running. Rich Rebels currently on offense. It's a long three on the right side for Cornea off the front of the rim. Noah Perry getting the offensive rebound. Just too far off the back iron. No good. Here comes Tabiona with the ball. Back over onto their offensive side of the floor. Lazenby thinks about the three, gets Perry up in the air, pump fake right into Carrillo, and a foul called on the shooting attempt. Here comes the first attempt here for Tabiona. That one's up and good. Second one up and good as well. 33-15 here. And a quick turnover. Here comes the Tabiona Tigers. Cutting in, no good, and a foul underneath the basket. It's going to put Carter Curry to the line. His first attempt. Up and good, rattling off the back of the iron. Second one. Up and good as well. 35-15 is your score here in Tabiona, as Tabiona getting out to a little bit of a lead here. A foul called on Tabiona will cause a little bit of concern in terms of the foul department for number 23, McCoy-Nay. Another quick turnover and a cross-court pass. McCoy-Nay feeding it out to his teammate here on the left side baseline. Three thought about, dribbling up and around Cornea. Loose ball. Trey Walker able to get that one up and off the floor. Here comes Rich. Riley Carrillo with the feed. He's going to leave that one long, and that one's going to be no good. Going to go with a Tabiona. Here comes Tabiona here, and motioning to his coaching into the bench here on the left side. Ball goes careening far into their own bench. Turnover. Back into our camera. We had a few technical difficulties. Apologies as we're finally back getting our feed here. Trey Walker on the right side off there, the feed from Cornea on the top of the arc. Noah Perry trying to get up and into it, and he's going to get foul. He's going to foul Lawson Curry. We're going to get an out-of-bounds, an inbounds attempt underneath their own basket. Tabiona with the ball. They're currently up 35-15, a 20-point lead right now here at the beginning of the third quarter. Carter Curry out to the right elbow to Lazenby. Handoff. Pump fake back to Lazenby on the right side wing. Spinning around Perry. Lazenby with great basketball IQ. Kicking it out. Here comes another big three. Too short from Carter, from Lawson Curry, and a foul called on Tabiona. That's just reaching into the cooking jar. We saw that a few times in the girls' game, Rob, and this time McLean Ney will be guilty of it.
Riley Carrillo with the rebound. That's his 7th.
7 rebounds for Riley Carrillo. Riley putting in all the dirty work underneath the basket at the forward position. Hunter Pace to Trey Walker beyond the arc. Now on the right side, Pace again. Into the lane, and a foul on number 20, McLean Ney. That's 2 really quick ones on Ney right there. And I imagine he's probably going to be seeing a substitution.
Yeah, Lex Giles is coming off the bench.
Lex Giles, the sophomore, 5'11", 140. Under 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Cornea on the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound. Trey Walker, smart IQ as he lets that ball flow into the backcourt, then picks it up, so he had a little bit of space to work with. Pace to Trey on the left side. Trey trying to feed into Carrillo. Carrillo deflected and then feeds it off to Cornea on the right side. Carrillo getting the deflection and again the offensive rebound. Puts that one up and the and one. That's just tenacity. That's just hustle. That's just grit by Riley Carrillo as he gave the assist, got the long rebound off of the missed 3 from Cornea, missed it again, then he's got his own rebound, put it back up.
And he's 2 for 2 from the line so far tonight, and I jinxed him.
And you jinxed him. 2 for 3 after he misses that one, 17-35. Don't worry, the jinxing ability is not exclusive to Rob. I do it all the time as well.
Carter Curry with his 7th board.
Good stuff from Curry. Coach Gines talked about Carter Curry being a 3-year point guard for Tabiona. Cornea tried to force it to Pace on the right side, and Lazenby was there to knock the ball into the scores table on the near side of the court.
Going to take a timeout.
Take a breather here. We'll take a breather as well, and we'll come back to you for the remainder of the third quarter, Epic Recreation third quarter, that is, on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Here back into the third quarter, Rob, we're seeing a continuation a little bit of the first half. Rich just kind of getting up a few shots, and those shots really coming from Riley Carrillo. Riley Carrillo, huge percentage of the offensive production right now for the Rich Rebels.
Yeah, unfortunately he's filling the stat sheet, but he's the only one filling the stat sheet. We could really use some offense from other sources.
And it just seems like right now, I talked to Coach Cornea a little while ago at the beginning of this little skit after the holiday break. Someone has put a weird lid on the basket every single time the Rich Rebels have come onto the court, and then switched it during halftime as well. It's just not falling right now for the Rich Rebels. 35-17, under 4 minutes left here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Cornea getting the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound here from the near sideline. Over onto the left side, Pace pumps, puts it up, misses it, but follows his shot, and it's going to be stolen away there by Tabiona on the far corner. Official timeout. I think we have Lawson Curry perhaps with maybe some blood on his neck, or just maybe a scratch or something. It caused enough to alert our official to have a stoppage of play here. Lawson Curry is going to sit down. Our officials kind of ushered him to the bench right now. It has to be some sort of blood thing, as I think his neck was a little red, and I could see that from way up here in the press box. Right side, Lazenby, guarded by Perry. Handoff here to Carter. Left side, three wing. That one, no good. Bounces off. Ripped down there by Perry, and then to Walker, who's going to go right into the lane, up with the right hand. That's a powerful move and a good aggressive move by Trey Walker. And you know what, Rob, both in the Cokeville game and in a couple other games that we've seen, Trey Walker has been that energy to this team that's been needed, that we've talked about, to fill in whatever, that short energy or that lack of energy. Trey Walker's been the one to bring it.
They've been taking good shots. It's not like they haven't put up the attempts. It just hasn't fallen down for them. But I'm glad that they make those aggressive drives.
Does it have to do a little bit with confidence, or there's a lid on a basket sometimes?
Well, the experts will tell you that the shooters, they'll work itself out, but it seems like it's been a longer drought than it should be.
Yeah. Off the front of the rim, Lazenby after the foul, no good on that free throw attempt. Score is 19-35 here with under 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Carson Muirbrook and Carter Hoffman in the game for Hunter Pace and Noah Perry.
So the Perry and Pace will come out, and we get to see some of the younger Rich Rebels coming in. Walker inbounding to Hoffman after the second opportunity attempt made by Lazenby. Lazenby's been scoring a lot of points as well today for Tabiona. He's been very aggressive and a kind of a go-to. Cornea getting a screen and blocked from behind. Lazenby making his presence known, tracking down and swatting that ball out the back line.
But there you go with Jaden Cornea. It's a nice drive. I wouldn't fault him at all.
No. That's a great move. That's what you like to see. Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound. Hoffman driving, kick out to Riley Carrillo. Lazenby's there in the passing lane, steals it away. Lazenby pushing it all the way down the court, puts it back up to the very top of the timeline just to set everything back up. Left side, wing, Lazenby flowing in. Carter, I want to say Carter Hoffman, but in fact it is Carter Curry. Putting up the right baby hook, no good, but that ball bounces off of the knee of a Rich Rebel, and it will stay with Tabiona on the Rich Rebel side underneath the basket. Curry. Backdoor cut for Easton Peterson, bouncing off of his foot. He'll go out of bounds. I think that's the right call. It bounced off of his foot. No?
I don't think Coach Gines agrees.
Well, maybe, again, that's the thing. You can take my word for it, but I'm probably the farthest person from all the play and everybody in the gymnasium right now. So here comes good feed from Cornea to Riley Carrillo. Carrillo on the right block, throws it up. It's going to get the foul call, and the ball won't go in. He'll get two shots.
I have no comment on his free throws.
Rob's no comment allows Riley Carrillo to roll that first one in. Carrillo good from the first. Here comes the second one coming up. Carter Curry coming out of the game. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is called alliteration. 3 C's. Riley Carrillo's third attempt off the back iron, no good. Ripped down there, and a good rebound by number 22, Lex Giles. Peterson trying to get it to Logan Rhodes after the fast break attempt from behind underneath the basket, and Trey Walker was in a passing lane to knock it out of bounds. Lawson Curry back into the game after being ushered out by the officials due to some sort of rule, the blood rule. Lawson Curry driving into the paint. Up with the left hand, no good. Trey Walker uses some hops to get up there. Gets the rebound off the glass. Pitches back rugby style to Cornea, who's going to float in the lane, and it's going to get blocked by Logan Rhodes. Logan rips it away from a Rich Rebel and gets it to Easton Peterson. Back to Rhodes. Finding the weak spot in the press. Peterson getting the feed from Curry, up with the right hand. That one's good and one. Foul on Riley Carrillo.
After shooting 7 for 15 from the free throw line in the first half, Tabiona's 5 of 6 so far in the second.
That's a high percentage. That's right where you want to be consistently. Right now, Easton Peterson, the sophomore, to the line. Nice gray Nikes. I like those from Peterson. Very stylish. Three-point play, no good. Here come the Rich Rebels off the rebound. Right side near corner. Nate Woods back up to the top for Trey Walker. Trey back to Woods, gets a screen from Carrillo. Carrillo too late on the pick and roll, back up to the top for Muirbrook. Muirbrook sets a screen for Walker, who gets a little bit of a lane, up with the right hand, no good. Rebound, Trey fighting for it against two Tabiona Tigers, and a jump ball and a timeout called. Independent Software Solutions timeout. Teams will go to their bench. With 48 seconds left here in the third, we'll come back to you after these quick messages on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Back into it with 48 seconds left here in the third quarter. Rob, I was mistaken. Trey Walker came down with the rebound and then was wrestling with some people, but I think got the timeout out before the jump ball call.
Yeah, Coach Cornea was trying to call for the timeout before. But again, you see the hustle play from Trey Walker. Missed the shot, but goes straight to the floor to get the board.
Right there is good hustle, and that's what you need. This team right now, going into this season, Rob, the narrative for the Rich Rebels, you graduated a lot of people from last year.
7 seniors.
You have to recognize 7 seniors, and that's a lot of production. I think we talked about it. 49 points per game and 28 rebounds per game. Per game you're having to replace. It's not a surprise that this team's going through a little bit of growing pains right now. It's all right. A lot of seniors still on this team. Nate Woods, Riley Carrillo, Trey Walker is a junior, and Trey drives in and gets a very good look, 22-38. But, Rob, right now you can't say that, this isn't the same Rich Rebel team that you saw in the playoffs last year. Here we go as Tabiona driving baseline kick out. Curry on the other side for three. No good. Long rebound. Ripped down by Giles. Peterson blocked by Carrillo. 3-on-1 opportunity. Can the Rebels capitalize? Floating it into Carrillo, and Peterson, using his 6'9" frame, is able to get up and above and block that shot or that feed intended for Riley Carrillo. And that's the end of three. 38-22. We'll come back after a quick breather for the conclusion of this game in our Bear Lake Memorial fourth quarter on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Rob, back here into the fourth quarter we go, our Bear Lake Memorial fourth quarter, and right now there's a mountain to climb for Rich. And, but if I know this team, they're not going to back down from it at all.
No, they were able to draw a tie in the third quarter, 9-9.
So not being outscored or anything like that. Here comes Tabiona out onto the offense. Carter Curry back into the game, getting it back out to Lawson Curry, the two seniors. Then on the right side wing, McLean Ney. Those are three seniors. And no call, rolling up and in, contact. But a score there for Tabiona after the little layup. Forced shot and very quick by Hunter Pace. Trey Walker tried to get up in front of Carter Curry, trying to establish position, but instead we're going to get a blocking foul here. We're flirting on both sides now to getting into the bonus with 7.5 minutes left here in our fourth quarter. Here comes Tabiona. You know, Rob, I interviewed Coach Lee Johns about the shot clock change, and in his interview with Deseret News, a foul underneath by Trey Walker, and that's just sticking your hand in there, trying everything you can to get the ball away, and sometimes you come away with a foul. Coach Johns said that in his 40 years of coaching high school basketball, he's seen a lot of changes. He's seen the three-point shot introduced, rebounding positions on the free throw line. Each of those changes causes a coach to make adjustments, and he says, I think it will mostly affect how teams manage the clock at the end of quarters and the end of games. I know we'll have to make some, he says, I know I will have to make some style changes to my coaching style. Overall, I think it will be a good thing for high school basketball. What's next? Half circle under the basket for taking charges. You know, it's implemented in a lot of different levels of basketball. Do you feel like the shot clock is going to be good for high school basketball in the state of Utah, Rob?
I think it's going to be good. I think it's a long time coming. I'm surprised it hasn't been there before. There's been some games that the stall ball was critical, and I'm glad to see it coming.
I too. I think I'm in that boat where I think it almost prepares these kids to play at the next level if they want to. And the shot clock is implemented both at the collegiate and the pro level, and if anything, it's changing the game into more of a pro offense. Coach Cornea is a pro defensive type of person. It'd be interesting to get his thoughts. I'll probably ask him next week what he thinks about the shot clock. But the way that changes have been made, you're wanting more action, you're wanting more offense, and that's what the direction basketball's been going for for a very, very long time. And now it's trickling down to the high school level.
Well, this game seemed to have hit a slower pace in the second half, but in the first half, you didn't need a shot clock because nobody was taking more than about 10 or 15 seconds to get something in the air. But the second half's been a little slower.
Yeah, now 6.5 minutes left. 42-22 is your score. Cornea now getting out to Pace on the left side. Wing back up to the top for Buckwheat, who's checked back into the game after his 3 fouls at halftime. Cornea trying to make some space. A foul called underneath. And, Cornea driving, trying to make some room. I don't think I agree with that call, as I think I was a little bit aggressive by Cornea, a little bit of an extension. Nothing much that the defender could do except take that one into the chest right there. Cornea, first shot attempt from the free throw line, up and good. And that foul for both teams now into the bonus, 23-42. 19-point lead by Tabiona with about 6 minutes left in the game. Second one really short, barely hitting the front of the rim, as Tabiona now grabbing it defensively and then implementing their offense. Carter Curry whipping around Cornea high off the glass, too hard. Cornea out in front, Pace, and Cornea. Pace with the three, no good. Cornea got tripped up and kind of had a little bit of a collision there with a Tabiona player on the fast break. Here comes the Tigers now after getting that rebound into their offensive sets. Half-court offense has been working for Tabiona today, and quite frankly, most everything has been working for Tabiona today. Carter Curry out here to the left side for Lawson Curry, guarded by Pace. Travel as Lawson Curry just kind of, that's defensive pressure by Hunter Pace, causing him to take one extra step right at the top of the arc there.
Tyler Stevens in the game for the Rebels, giving the inbounds pass right here.
Tyler Stevens, a name we haven't seen in varsity for almost all year, I think, right, Rob?
A little time at the end of the game occasionally, but glad to see him in the game and glad to find out what his number is, because that's been a mystery all season long.
42 is the number. Backcourt, a back cut. Buckwheat assist to Cornea on the right side wing. Got his defender out on an island and then cut back to the basket. Got it up with the right hand. Here's Tabiona pulling it back out. Rhodes back up to the top for Carter Curry.
This may be a situation where your shot clock would have an impact because Tabiona's in no rush to try to do much, but with the shot clock, they'd be forced to.
That's right, and it works to the advantage of probably the team that's down if you're trying to force the shot. Or, at the very worst, if you can't miss and you have to shoot, an extension of the lead. So, foul underneath the basket. Perry will get raked over the arm, and he'll go ahead and he'll walk to the free throw line. Who's going to go ahead? Put it up on the first one, up and good. 26-42. Noah Perry in the starting lineup tonight as Hayden Weston is out of the game. He's not even here right now. Hopefully we'll see him later on as he's a great needed presence and a good leader for this Rich Rebel team. Him and Riley Carrillo, captains on the football team and on the basketball court, recognized by both Coach Grohl and by Coach Cornea. After a tripping foul, McLean Ney at the line with the 1-and-1, puts that first one up, 43-27.
His first points of the second half. He had 5 in the first half.
McLean Ney got nabbed with a couple defensive fouls late in the third quarter, and that's kind of put him on the bench and kind of, handicapped him in terms of trying to get points on the board. Pace driving inside, leaves it a little bit long, ripped down there by McCoy Ney. Lawson Curry. Carter Curry driving up against Drake Weston. And that's just a little bit of a mismatch as Weston currently underclassman right there, and Curry, being a 3-year starter, identified it and took advantage of it. That's a leader, and that's someone with high basketball IQ for the Tabiona Tigers right there.
He's got 8 boards and going to be stuck at 9 points.
9 points. We thought about 10 points instead. Drake Weston now into the game as he's going to be relieving Cornea point guard duties. Weston's done very well in his JV games. Just a wild attempt there on the left block. Buckwheat scooping up the ball, and pressure there by McLean Ney, forcing that out of bounds underneath the Rich Rebel basket. Under 4 minutes left here in the game. Weston across the timeline, gets it out here on the right side here for the Rebels. Ball goes out of bounds, trying to find Buckwheat at the top of the arc.
And a line change from Tabiona.
Ball's low and out of bounds. We might see what we saw at the very end of the JV game for both teams here. 3:35 left in the game, 46-27. Easton Peterson passing off to Isaiah Aviles. Chance Lazenby. And a long three, air ball on the right side wing by Lex Giles. Weston here after getting the outlet from Muirbrook to the right side. Feeding inside to Carson Muirbrook. Spinning into the lane, blocked there by number 14, Gavin Rhodes. Buckwheat at the very top of the arc gets it back to Weston. 2:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. This is Buckwheat getting a great feed over the top. Putting it up there, and a good 2 points for Buck. 29-46. Isaiah Aviles, the junior, 5'11", 130. And then Peterson getting the feed from Aviles. He's going to miss that layup attempt high off the back iron. Peterson guarding Weston, then out to the left side. Corner, driving baseline, knocked out of bounds by Aviles.
Tyler Stevens will go to the free throw line.
Tyler Stevens to the free throw line. He will go with about 2 minutes left here in the game.
We probably should have mentioned that the freshmen boys played, they were up 21-19 at halftime, but fell 35-48. And the JV team was tied at 18, and they fell in a close one, 35-38 earlier.
So it looks like Tabiona will get the sweep
Hat
here.
trick.
The hat trick against the boys program. Tyler Stevens. Buckwheat with the offensive rebound, and that will send Buck to the line. After getting the fouled, after trying to put that one back up.
His sixth board of the game.
You know, if they do that exact thing for about 2 minutes, make one free throw, and then get that offensive rebound and a foul. No, can't do that. Can't miss the first one there. Buckwheat misses the first one. Second one no good, and Tabiona gets the rebound. Carson Muirbrook tried to poke that one up and away. Chance Lazenby. Strutting and strolling across the timeline, shuffling up against Buckwheat, and then feeding out to the left side. A foul. Carson Muirbrook on number 14, Gavin Rhodes.
Gavin played really well in the freshman and the JV game. They had a hard time containing him in the freshman game.
Gavin, a 6'2 freshman, one of the bigger kids on the entire team. Actually, right now, the Tabiona Tigers have their two tallest kids on the team right now, and they're both underclassmen.
They're going to be strong for several years.
2 for 2 for Gavin Rhodes, the freshman. 48-30. Drake Weston driving in, foul as he drives. We're just seeing how many fouls we can rack up before the end of the game right now, basically, on either side.
Somehow they snuck in Logan Clough for the Rebels while we weren't watching.
They did sneak in Logan. I interviewed Logan, and speaking of great kicks, Logan Clough has some good kicks out on the floor right now. Good shoes, as Logan was a fun interview a couple weeks ago. He talked to me a little bit. He's a very chill, very relaxed. I think he used the word chill. Self-prescribed, self-described. Chill. Drake Weston has to pick himself back off the floor as Tabiona gets the ball. Lazenby on the left side, motioning, guarded by Buckwheat. Buckwheat on the exterior defense is not necessarily his strong suit. Lazenby takes advantage and drives baseline, kicks it back out to Isaiah Aviles. Isaiah popping back out of the free throw line, back up to the top, Lex Giles. Tabiona just looking for the best shot that they can. About 1 minute left in the game. Gavin Rhodes back up to the top. Lazenby driving past Buckwheat. Rising up. No good. Rhodes with the offensive rebound. Putting it back. Again, no good. Bouncing out of bounds will stay with the Tigers. 57 seconds left in the game. Tomorrow, Rob, we're going to be in Randolph as ICS will come and visit. I got to be honest, I haven't looked too much at ICS, but, again, ICS is kind of one of those wild cards. Sometimes they have a fantastic team, and sometimes the cards don't fall for them as well. Right now, I don't know what ICS is looking like, but it's always really fun as there's a budding, I would say rivalry in terms of volleyball. I mean, you can't get enough of Rich Rebel volleyball against ICS. So much fun as back in the fall, they were probably – those 3 games against ICS were the funnest and most exciting volleyball games I've ever covered in my short, illustrious career. Here we go. Final 20 seconds left in the game. Gavin Rhodes gets fouled, throwing it way down. Buckwheat bounces it off of his chest. Lazenby gives it to Aviles, and that will end the game. Your final 50-30. Rich Rebels fall, and Tabiona gets the hat trick in the boys department. We'll come back for a very quick, abbreviated post-game show. Come back to you with a few statistics, and looking forward to tomorrow against ICS on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Atlas Home Care and Hospice provides skilled nursing and physical therapy services in your home in Rich County. In-home service providers include Natalie Cornea, Kylie Argyle, Brady Stokes, and Bradley Holmes. Call Atlas Home Care and Hospice today.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Rob, we're back into our post-game coverage here, and the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is do our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap in Evanston. Gourmet sandwiches made fresh and fast every day. Tabiona jumping out to an early lead and did not relinquish it the entire time. Rich Rebels, the name of the game, just points did not fall for the Rebels as a plethora came for Tabiona, and our stats probably tell the story. Our final stats, Rob, what are we looking at here?
Well, I think the one that stands out to me the most is 0 for 10 from three-point land. They were good looks, wide open looks, and percentages tell you that those are going to fall at some point. And we were concerned about Tabiona from the three-point land. They were 3 of 13, but those came early in the game, and by that point they had a pretty good lead and didn't really need that tool.
There you go. That is our statistics and our diagnostics there. The Rich Rebels will fall to 4-8 on the season, continuing this losing trend after the post-holiday break. They're going to try and break that against ICS tomorrow in Randolph. Those games will be at 3:30 and 5, I believe.
Varsity time, yes.
Varsity time will be 3:30 and 5. For the girls will play first at 3:30. And then the boys at 5 on Saturday. Our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game, I would have to give them a couple times. You saw Trey Walker just driving it to the basket quite a few times. A couple plays that stand out to me is, out on an island above the arc, getting a good screen, and then 2 steps, and he's already to the basket. Trey has great length, he has great aggression, and he has great feel for the game, and he leaves it all out on the line. That's our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game. Thank you to Dr. McKay Frankham. Call in today for Dr. McKay Frankham at 307-789-8910. Rob, I don't know about you, but Riley Carrillo probably is going to go ahead and take our player of the game, brought to you by the town of Garden City.
8 boards and 9 points.
8 boards, 9 points, and it seemed like, if he wasn't scoring, he was at least drawing attention everywhere from Tabiona. We'll come back tomorrow and be with you live in the afternoon on Saturday. Drive home safe if you are here, double dipping, listening over the radio and watching the game. I don't know how many people do that. I like to believe a couple people do that.
I do know some people listen to the game once they leave.
Okay, there you go. And we'll drive safe back to Randolph, back at home tomorrow on Saturday versus ICS. Rob Leifson, Cody Olsen coming to you live here at the end of the postgame show. Rob, any final thoughts here as we wrap up?
Well, JV tomorrow at 2:30, boys and girls. ICS doesn't have any freshman teams. And we needed to mention that the girls, JV, did lose by 4, 42-38 earlier today as well. So Tabiona gets the hat trick +1.
Hat trick +1 for Tabiona. Congratulations. I mean, Tabiona is a fantastic basketball program. Thank you for the administration for letting us be here, and for all you fans to tune in to support your Rich Rebels. Catch us tomorrow, and we'll keep you up to date for that ICS game. Rob Leifson, Cody Olsen signing off here. Thank you again to Colton Bagley back in the studio, and all of the families that support us here in Randolph and in Evanston for making all of this possible. As always, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us on this Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on MyLocalRadio.com. Until next time, go Rebels!